And we are live.
We are, Matt.
Russ, welcome.
Every day is a gift.
Every day is a gift. Welcome, everyone, to 4K Kings. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. Who are you?
Who are you? Where did you come from? As always, my name is Matt. This is Russ. If you're just tuning in, we are the 4K Kings, your home of movies, physical media,
Yep.
so much more.
Yeah, music news.
What else, Russ?
Literature news.
Literature news. Sometimes people tune in for literature news, possibly.
We keep an eye on government bureaucracy.
A lot of government talk on this. It's like C-SPAN. You're now tuning into C-SPAN.
Yeah. I think somebody was found guilty of something last week.
There was some guilt. Welcome to all of our new audience members. Thank you all for making us 7K Kings.
Thanks, Roger.
Roger, if you're watching, thanks for being the 7,000th subscriber to this channel. We really appreciate that. I felt like just yesterday we were at 6,000, Russ.
It really did. It really not our best of video, our best 4Ks of all time video is really what set it off, I believe, Matt.
Really put us in a new stratosphere.
Oh, definitely. There were thousands of people out there who were seeking an authority on what is the best in 4K, and they found it here.
They found them.
They found it here.
They found them between us.
And we welcome you.
Welcome, as well as everyone that has always been joining us, especially our day ones. Say hi in the chat. Say hi to the community. Say hi to your friends. Lindsay, the producer. How are we doing out there? Where is everyone from? Where's everyone tuning in from?
Oh my God, it's Lindsay.
Do we got a lively bunch out there?
Yeah, super lively bunch. We've got people coming in from Canada, from the UK. Someone's waking up with you guys in Australia.
Waking up.
Some peeps in Pennsylvania and in Delaware. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and let's keep the chat going.
Let's keep that chat going.
Yeah, I'm just waking up as well, so don't worry. We're in the same boat.
We're all a little groggy here today.
We're all a little groggy.
But we better wake up, Russ.
Big news. The news is going to wake me up.
There are some big announcements that, we joke about this all the time. There's some weeks that we get together where really nothing was kind of like announced. And then there'll be a week where we get together where like everything was announced, kind of like wherever like the Wednesday falls, depending on announcement schedules.
Especially Criterion.
Have. I know we always miss something now, but today,
Criterion and Arrow, I think they specifically plan to announce the day after we record.
They know they're watching this channel. But yeah, so we've got a lot of big news tonight from the WB of all people, Arrow, Scream Factory, and much more.
I'm going to bring this up until the day I die. What about Severin Kids?
No Severin Kids.
There is no Severin Kids news?
No Severin Kids news.
Severin, reach out to us. I want that up and running.
What would be your Severin Kids title you would want on Severin Kids? What's a movie?
Cannibal Holocaust?
They did Right Said Fred. They did Drop Dead Fred.
Right Said Fred?
They did Right Said Fred.
They were too sexy for that, Matt. They did Drop Said Fred.
Drop Said Fred. Anyway, we're off to a hot start tonight, Russ. We're off to a big start. I did want to mention, though, I didn't know since we got together last, if there was anything new you saw, new you picked up, but I wanted to share that I finally watched Late Night with the Devil.
Nice.
I finally saw it. I've already texted you, so, we can pretend like we haven't talked about it yet. But we talked about it briefly, but I absolutely enjoyed it, and I really now going back and thinking on that Umbrella release that
I know, right?
I passed up on.
But our rationale at the time, somebody in the comments let us know, though they said that the director had never intended this to go beyond 1080p,
Correct.
which gave me a sense of relief. And it did. We're about to announce, I'm sure, we're about to discuss the HD 4K release. So while that Umbrella release did get away from us, all hope is not lost.
Yeah, dude, as soon as the credits rolled, I was like, damn, I got to pick this up.
You see where I was saying, and I kept telling you, I was like, dude, blind buy it. I was like, you're going to like this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way in hell you're not going to like this.
I know, and I really did not get, I didn't get the Blu-ray for a couple of reasons. One, it was a little bit expensive to get here on a blind buy. That's a lot. And then, of course, the 4K King and me was like, is this going to get a 4K? And like you mentioned, someone in the chat was like, forget it. This director only wants this to come out on Blu-ray. But then like in the middle of the week or in the middle of us streaming from the last time till now, a 4K has been announced from Cape Light Pictures in Germany.
I was about to say that original commenter, he was, they worked for Umbrella.
You worked for Umbrella?
Yeah.
Were they trying to throw us off the scent? They were like, don't wait, get this one. Well,
They were testing our 4K kingdom.
They were.
Are you gonna buy the Blu-ray? It's never. Look, even the director said it won't come out 4K. What are you gonna do? But we stuck to our guns, Matt, and here we are.
Here we are. It's sold out, and here we are. Now it's coming in 4K from Cape Lake, the studio that brought us all Bloodsport. So you know it's probably going to be really good. However, I'm still going to pause probably on this one because now that this is a known fact that we probably are going to get some 4Ks down the line, I'm going to wait a little bit longer for a possible US 4K release.
Yeah, this is a title that I believe is going to be re-released to death.
Yeah, and I don't know who this wasn't. I know this was Shudder, and I know that Vinegar Syndrome has a Shudder partnership, and I think I remember seeing someone comment about that as well, saying like, "Hey, Vinegar Syndrome is probably going to put this out," which I could totally see them doing. I don't know, just like a regular release or one of their VSU type deals.
Either way, you know they'll knock the title. They'll knock a title like this out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I mean, it looks nice. I mean, you got this nice little media book, which I'm a fan of. I don't necessarily like the German writing on there, but you know that's okay for all you media book lovers and for people that haven't seen this movie. Now that Russ has told me to blind buy it and I didn't, and I've seen it, now I'm going to tell you all to blind buy it, and I hope that you do if you haven't already.
Yeah, I mean, just knowing you, we've known each other for a couple years.
A couple years now.
This movie had everything. It had you written all over it. What did your wife think of it?
She did not see it.
Oh, really?
No, I watched it alone.
Absolutely. For those watching, I was present for a conversation where Lindsay, the producer, was a little upset. Matt jumped the gun and watched the film on his own. So I like to poke.
You like to poke at that?
I like to poke the bear.
Nice. So everyone out there who's seen Late Night with the Devil, who watched it alone, who avoided watching it with your spouse so that you could then watch it a second time, which is what you really want anyway.
That's right. Lindsay, the producer, go ahead and give it a blind buy.
Blind buy. So anybody else out there still mulling over their pickup of Late Night with the Devil? I don't know how many people out there in the chat have seen this movie at this point. Did you pick up Umbrella? Are you interested in this one? Are you kind of holding out like Russ and I are at this point?
Yeah, like I said, Matt, for me, well, first off, I highly enjoyed this film. This is one of the, dare I say, one of the best films I've seen in recent years.
Yeah. Now
take that with a grain of salt. I don't watch many modern movies, but that being said, the majority of them I don't like. So me giving this a commendation, me giving this a thumbs up speaks volumes of how good this film is.
Yeah, it's awesome. What's any interest in Late Night with the Devil out there?
Yeah, definitely. None of Your Business said that they saw it in the theaters. Dan Joker said he hasn't seen it yet, but he's heard nothing but positive reviews.
Very good stuff.
Hey, It's Me in HD says that they think they're going to pick it up just for the cover alone.
It's pretty awesome. All of the art, all of the concepts, all of the production design, how they made it look like 70s TV show. It was all for a small. I think I don't know the full budget, but it's an indie film. For a smaller film,
dude, it's Shudder.
Dude, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, what they were able to pull off with the special effects, with the costumes, with like everything was just like pitch perfect. I feel like they nailed it.
It was. And beyond that, I think what also struck me about this movie, and even right down to the artwork we're discussing on the physical releases, it just felt like such a complete idea.
Right.
A lot of like the A24 movies, I complain about this. Not that they're bad, but this sort of abstract horror that leaves you, running to the internet to Google, what did that mean? Where it's like up to the viewer to put all the puzzle pieces together. That can be great. I understand that is a style, but I feel like, especially in horror, we've been relying on that for so long now. It was refreshing to see a movie that it does play with your mind. It does have some twists and all that, but it also works as a straightforward narrative as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you rewatch it, you pick up on little things. Again, without it feeling like a homework assignment or a chore to logically put together.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
And I just... I'm really excited to see. I don't even know who made it, like the director, writer, or whatever, but I'd be excited to see whatever they do next.
I think there's 2 directors actually.
Is there?
Yeah, and I also just
told me I saw it in the theater as well, and you were like, Russ, you didn't tell me Michael Ironside.
That's what I was about to say.
I was like, fuck, I didn't even know.
Dude,
I didn't even put that together.
Dude, when there's an intro for people that haven't seen this movie, and for those of you who have, geek out with me too, but there's an intro to this movie that kind of sets the scene for like what's going on in that time period, like the backstory of this host and how he's like, this is like the big show that he really needs like for there to be like high viewership, all this stuff. There's a person doing narration, and it's Michael Ironside, and he sounds so like grizzled and rough and awesome.
How that got past me, I don't know. But
Yeah.
and then you said that, it was, holy shit, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 5 now.
Hell yeah. And I said to you, I was like, dude, I want him to narrate everything now. Move over, Morgan Freeman. I want Michael Ironside.
Really?
On the really on the BBC like Planet Earth series. I need Michael Ironside. Call him up. He's not busy. So yeah, Late Night with the Devil. Whenever this comes out in a release that is for me,
I think you and I we're doing the same thing. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep our fingers crossed for a Vinegar Syndrome release.
yeah, that would be awesome. You pick up anything recently? Get anything in the mail?
Light work. Let's
I actually didn't get anything.
Anything?
I've got a few things coming in June and July. I can't wait for the Criterion sale, but nothing in hand right now.
Well, one, I have 2 things that
Okay.
I picked up since we've met last. One's pretty funny because one was completely your influence, Matt.
Nice.
It dropped to $21.99.
Oh, there she is.
I had to pick up Mean Girls.
Dropped at $21.99. You pulled my leg. You got me.
I know 4K Kings viewers were on the edge of their seat. When is Russ gonna pick up Mean Girls? Well, it happened. It happened.
It finally happened.
Nah, dude. I mean, I love this movie.
Of course.
And it was one of those I was kind of on the fence about upgrading, and then when I saw you pull it out last time, I was like, "What am I doing?
What am I doing?
And then Amazon, it was $21.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
What am I doing? I like
Let me
that.
bite the bullet.
Well done. Well done.
My other pickup, and I'm surprised we didn't talk about this. I noted this on the side to you
Okay.
after our last live stream, but hey man, another site exclusive from Shout.
Wow.
Or I'm sorry, this is actually they did Scream. I thought this was just under Shout, but it's a Scream Factory site exclusive of Fear City. Now, dude, this never existed on Blu-ray at all. for North
Whoa.
America. I know you're gonna do the Billy D. Williams.
I've never seen this
Dude,
before.
this movie rocks. This is Abel Ferrara, the man
Okay.
who made Ms. 45, King of New York.
Who's the woman on the front? Oh, Melanie Griffith. Oh,
dude.
wow.
Dude, you got Tom Berenger, Melanie Griffith,
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams, and that other dude.
And the other, Jack Scalia.
No, but do you want to know what this movie is?
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
not kidding. This is how I sell it to anybody.
Sell
who
me
is
now.
interested. Do you like Summer of Sam?
Yes.
You can't tell me with a straight face that Michael Imperioli and the other dude who wrote Summer of Sam did not watch this. This is like what people compare Reservoir Dogs to. Dude, what's the Asian film?
Oh, yeah.
where,
A City on Fire.
City on Fire. City on Fire to Reservoir Dogs is like Fear City to Summer of Sam.
It's
Like
like
in
a-
the concept department,
Yeah.
it's more about paranoia and stuff like that. And like I said, dude, that cast,
Yeah.
80s, New York,
Is everything
grimy,
hot and sweaty?
Ferrara.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of fucking sarcasm, bad language, violence. This is a blast. And honestly, I'd say maybe his second most accessible film to jump into, behind King of New York. And
Okay.
why am I holding it like this?
I don't
dude?
know.
I feel like a statue.
I like it. Can I
But
hold
yeah,
it?
dude, site exclusive.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
I believe it's still available. I'm surprised though that didn't go as quick as say Unlawful Entry did.
1984. Look at Tom Berenger's like helmet of hair here.
Oh yeah.
How's Melanie Griffith in this?
Dude, Melanie Griffith in the 80s.
Dude, Radon Chong? You're not going to
I
drop
forgot-
Radon Chong on me?
I forgot how big of a fan. I always forget that.
Maria
You gotta
Conchita Alonso?
understand- Dude.
You didn't tell me she's in this either. Friggin' Maria Conchita Alonso. Love her.
So are you going to watch this without Lindsay, the producer?
Yes. She doesn't respect Maria like me. Doesn't know Radon Chong like me.
Dude, I always forget you love Radon Chong. I always had a weird, my relationship with Radon Chong has always been odd because I got into Cheech and Chong at such a young age.
Yeah.
And I always looked at her as his daughter.
Yeah.
Like I never saw her as, I don't know. But I always forget you're a Radon Chong guy.
I'm a Radon Chong guy. No, dude, this looks cool. There's a psychopath on the loose in Manhattan who's stalking and mutilating beautiful strippers employed by booking agents Matt Rossi and Nikki Parzano. But
See
when
what
the
I mean?
But when the madman targets Matt's ex-girlfriend, Loretta, Matt must confront his own violent past to stop the sadistic killer. Welcome to Fear City, where thrills are cheap and human life is even cheaper. Nice. Dude, that sounds
Where's
cool.
the applause?
Dude, I knew
that
that's
was
a-
one of the
hey.
best synopsises of any film.
That sounds cool. Is everything okay? Oh, well, come on in from the thunder, young man. Everyone, Finn is up there. We're live, and my son has come in from the rain.
On 4K?
On 4K. 2K restoration from 1984.
That's what sold me on it as well. Because if it was a 4K restoration, I would be like, okay, there's probably a future release in the cards, but just a 2K. And like I said, this had never been released on Blu-ray previously.
Yeah.
I don't even think there was a DVD in North America. There might have been.
Any Fear City fans in the chat? Does anyone know what this movie is? Do we got some love for it out there?
I'll tell you what, I already had a copy of this. I imported from Australia because it was never available. That's how good this movie is. I imported a Blu-ray years ago of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot about Abel Ferreira, just people applauding him and his work.
He's one of my favorite. I got Ms. 45 tattooed on my arm. Zoe Lund, one of my favorite films he directed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen any of his movies.
He's a beast. I know. That's why I always, when I talk about him to you, I'm always like, here's a great entry point. I'm like, do King of New York.
Not Bad Lieutenant. For
you, I'd say Bad Lieutenant because I know your history with Harvey Keitel and those kinds of movies.
Should I watch it alone?
For a casual person, you watch everything alone. ACD producer doesn't. You guys don't do anything together. No, but like I said, for a casual person, King of New York or Fear City, I'd say is a good entry point.
Okay,
dude, Bad Lieutenant is very. it's going to offend lighthearted people.
Is Billy D the killer in Fear City? Who's the killer?
Billy D's the killer in everything.
He's always killing. Is it like a mystery who the killer is, or do you see the killer as well as the police?
I'm not telling you anything.
Okay, all right. Fear City.
First off, yeah, we have 7,000 people watching. You think I'm going to give away the plot points of Fear City? They need to support this film.
Support it. Pick it up. Is it still even available?
Last I checked, it was. Like I said, I was shocked it didn't go as fast as Unlawful Entry. I thought there was at least a slight devoted fan base.
Yeah, and sometimes like those are only like 1,000, right? 500 or something?
Yeah, it was, I forget the number. I want to say it was like 1,700 or
like
something.
Doctor Strange, I remember, was like 1,500.
Stop bringing that up. That's the one that got away. We need to do a segment. I thought of this. We're going to do a segment on the ones that got away.
Doctor Strange.
Like Late Night with the Devil, the Umbrella one.
True.
Doctor Strange.
Waited too long. Yep.
What else? There's a handful of ones. I'm like, man, I miss those.
Well.
And I don't want to resort to eBay, man.
No, I don't want to resort to scalpers ever, but sounds like a great recommendation for the people at home. Fear City.
Oh, yeah. It's for you.
It's for me. A recommendation for me. Thank you. Thank you, Russ. So,
dude, if you thought Tom Berenger was a great stalker in Major League, wait till you see this. Honestly, top 3 evil Tom Berenger performances. You got Major League, then Platoon.
Mm-hmm.
That was my joke.
I was waiting for it there, but then I understood what your joke was all of a sudden.
Yeah, Jake, he's worse than
I got it.
Dude taking out his own people. Taking out Willem Dafoe.
Well, coming up tonight, Russ, we got some big things.
Tom Berenger's not stopping by to be a guest.
He's not. What's he up to anyways? He's still acting?
He's trying to regrow that hair. He's trying on the cover of
Dude, that was
City.
a great head of hair. I like The Substitute.
Best fart joke in any film I've ever seen.
I liked him in that. That is
the
a fart. No, the fart joke. Yes, I like that too.
Like that?
No, that movie, I liked it. It was okay. But coming up soon, before we get into the news, I wanted to just briefly mention what's coming up soon for the people. We've got a video, Russ, as you know, coming up on our wish list for what the boutique labels should be putting out. You and I sat down and talked at great length about the movies that still have not come out in Blu-ray or 4K or had anything really special done with them, and which boutique we would want those to come out on. Mm-hmm. And we're working on that now. We should have that up in a few days for everyone to enjoy. After that, we've got our conversation on the best soundtracks of all time. Pretty divisive, if I don't say so myself.
It is, and we're going to have to do a volume 2.
Because I feel like we didn't share with one another what we were going to bring, and a couple of things came up, and there were some words said.
Yeah. Fisticuffs.
Be interested to know what everyone out there's...
Bows were thrown.
Bows were thrown, almost. You almost got up and left. I'd be interested to know what other people feel are some of the best soundtracks of all time now or whenever we put that up, to see how... Did we really miss the mark and miss a few major ones?
We didn't miss the mark. We're passionate about music.
Passionate.
And let me tell you this. This was one of the problems we had with doing this segment.
Mm-hmm.
We both picked top 5s.
Yes.
Now, our music knowledge is so deep. So deep. No, it's so deep, honestly, that I had to pick Natural Born Killers as an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
And I even stated, I was like, dude, we could have done a whole segment on the Natural Born Killers soundtrack by itself.
True.
And that's what I meant. It was like, we're going to have to come back to this. It was, and then, of course, Matt and I, we started fighting. Cops were called. Hey, but at least the cops agreed with me. No, the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack does not represent the 90s more than the single soundtrack does.
That argument was never made. And
Stay tuned
along,
to watch that. There's a little teaser.
There's a
teaser for our soundtrack segment.
Where we
Matt
are.
and I debate. What is the greater 90s soundtrack that represented early 90s culture, pop culture? Dumb and Dumber or singles?
I'm going to need a poll on that.
We're going to need a poll. Alice in Chains versus Dead-Eye Dick. Crash Test Dummies.
Don't eat meat, but she sure like the bone.
Yeah, Matt. Crash Test Dummies versus Smashing Pumpkins, Jimi Hendrix, Paul Westerberg.
No one made that claim.
Soundgarden.
But I did go to bat for a few interesting soundtracks. We'll see how that turns out.
It was interesting.
And then after that, Russ, summer break. We got a summer break coming up. Just wanted to mention that too really quickly. We have one stream left after this, and then we're going to go on a brief summer break. Russ and I, we've got a vacation planned. We're going to go together somewhere and relax.
I'm going to be in Canada.
We're supposed to make this fantasy where we're never apart, and we even go.
Oh,
we're going to go separate ways. We don't even speak.
Going to Canada.
We don't even speak when this show's isn't on.
No, we really don't. Actually, the show did damage our friendship. We could talk a lot more. Now we're just personas when we talk.
Now we have to save it for this.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you without a microphone and a camera on. Lindsay, the producer, in the other room.
Go watch a movie by yourself.
So, Russ, before we jump into the news, well, actually, this is the news. It's a little bit of a tidbit, but it's the kickoff to the news. And I don't know if you are aware that this year is the Terminator's 40th anniversary. I don't know that if you're aware that we've already talked and mentioned that there's a good possibility that this movie will be released this year.
I heard some things.
I don't know if you're aware that I think maybe it was even a couple of months ago, a rumor was even just floated out there to say, yep, it's coming this year. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And now there is an official announcement with an official pre-order link.
Ooh, that's going to go quick.
On Zavvi. And on Amazon France, Amazon.fr. Let's take a look here.
That's my favorite Amazon.
Boop. I actually have gotten stuff from Amazon France before.
I actually just ordered something from Amazon Italy.
Did you? Yeah. Amazon.
I don't know if I should tell you or if I should just save it because it's kind of. I thought I'm going to surprise you and bring it in here. It's an interesting one I came across.
Please do. But
tell you or surprise?
Surprise me.
Okay.
Surprise me. So this is what Zavvi put up on Instagram. It's just steelbook artwork coming soon, as always. The 40th Terminator anniversary, and there is a pre-order link. And like I said, there's a pre-order link for it on Amazon France as well. It's $38.99 currently. And again, no art, and it's got a release date of December 31st. So once again, it's WB being like WB.
Can I say one thing just out the gate? I know this is not the final artwork, but it's already better than the Aliens cover they put out.
If the text said steelbook artwork coming soon, literally that.
Better. Improvement.
That would be a statement for someone to put a release out that's just like a black case with steelbook artwork coming soon on it. That would be funny. But yeah, so again, this is another iteration of WB floating something out with no real details, no real release date, just hey, let's get these pre-orders in and we'll hopefully get it out this year. Look good on the financials.
Yeah. I mean, this is gonna sell.
Oh,
that's
of course.
true. I guess the fiscal quarter, and so they got to get the pre-orders in to represent this one.
Yeah.
God, corporate greed. I tell you, Matt, the stock market is ruining physical media.
I know. Lindsay, the producer, dropped that knowledge on me. I mean, when we're talking about all this stuff all the time, it's like, why would they put out pre-orders for Seven, for this, for Nightmare on Elm Street, for, countless, even, I think Exorcist was the last one I remember them doing that when it was announced, everything was ready. It had the picture of everything. It started off in the UK, then it made its way to the US. Like everything was like there. Yeah.
I seem to recall that Bible edition getting announced after.
No, that was
I thought I had initially pre-ordered the one, and then the Bible one was announced.
They
or
were
did I settle because the Bible one was probably
that sold out fast. Yeah, that just sold out fast. And it's also interesting that a lot of these pre-orders are originating in the UK first. Like almost all of them are originating where I've had to. Yeah, well, Zavvi and Amazon UK. I've had to pre-order all of these ones that are coming off in the distant future, but it was the same thing with Exorcist. Everything was UK, and then the US started happening.
Yeah, we'll go to, like I said, Deep Discount or Orbit or...
Yeah, and you can get them there.
Some of it, and I'm not going to say because we're going to talk, some titles I pre-ordered through Deep Discount.
Yeah, and Orbit's and Diabolic. But, you know, I don't know. Are you running to pre-order this without any real details, anything
all right,
at all?
This is a must-own. This
of
is
course.
Obviously, this is easily my favorite James Cameron film. Man, I've pre-ordered so much.
I know.
I can't. But this scares me because obviously this one's going to go in a heartbeat.
Do we think there will be not when I say the pre-orders are starting in the UK, what I mean is this is maybe a UK version, just like Exorcist got different art and different steels in the UK and the America got stuff. I'm assuming America is going to get some art. UK might get some art. Do you kind of wait
I know.
to see it all play out? Do you just blindly get this?
That's what scared me with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing about that. But for me, Nightmare on Elm Street's a top 10 film of all time. So I was like, well, I'm going to get any edition they throw at me, to be honest.
Right.
And not that Terminator, trust me, Terminator's nothing to sneeze at. Day one requirement to own this on 4K.
Yeah.
You're right, though. I feel like I'm going to get options.
Yeah.
I feel like inevitably there will be options. So locking in on a pre-order, like I said, the only thing that terrifies me is it's going to go quick.
It is. Yeah, it will go quick. I'm not even sure if this pre-order's still up. What's the temperature in the chat, Lindsay? Is that something that you can comment on?
The chat is hot.
The chat's hot. Yeah. What are people doing? Have they already pre-ordered? Are they waiting for options? Is that full? Like, I don't know.
The chat is so hot. They all have their thumbs up, getting dipped down. In molten lava.
I honestly feel like, sorry, one more thing, and then we'll go to the chat. But I honestly feel like with their track record lately and what seems to be the norm is, they're showing that a steelbook is now available for pre-order. Isn't there not going to be a collector's version where it slides into a hard box? Is there not going to be
that's what even scared me about
regular with the slipcase for whatever? You know what I mean?
About Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what scared me about Nightmare on Elm Street, because I remember when I pre-ordered it, I did it just off the announcement, and like the details and description were pretty vague beyond steelbook.
But at least it's a collector's edition. You're getting a hard box steelbook inside.
You're saying they're not even labeling this as a collector's edition. This is just steelbook.
This is it. $38.99 steelbook. That's it. It didn't say anything about a collector's edition at this point. You know what I mean?
We're gonna get more.
All right. So what's the chat got to say?
There is no way they are just going to do a steelbook of Terminator without some deluxe limited. You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the chat saying there, Lindsay?
The crowd seems a little bit split. So a couple people pre-ordered Terminator, including a Denier, and somebody else said that they were picking it up. But then there's quite a few people that are like, I'm not gonna pre-order something I can't see.
And I think I saw some people also commenting in some of these in Instagram, like, I'm not picking it up until I see screenshots. And then I'm kind of thinking, well, dude, at that point, you might not be picking up anything unless a regular, like, unlimited sort of traditional edition just comes out.
Yeah. I understand both sides. I think in a situation like this, it's going to come down to how personally important the film is to you.
Sure.
And Terminator is very big to me. I watched this as a child. I have very vivid memories of watching this, 8 years old on a TV sitting on the ground. You know what I mean? I picture my mother and my grandmother and the house I was in, all of that when I think of this film. Very personal. But I'm also in that camp of like that. I want to see something first. And with a title like this, I cannot overstate this. We're going to get hit with multiple editions, especially if you're going to consider global.
Right.
A global market. You mean to tell me a title like this isn't going to get re-released to death through in Europe, anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be options.
Even some of those, who's probably licking their lips is the people that really go for those like one-click type deals, like those Mantalab types that get like those, 2 hard boxes with different arts in a giant box, like all the great lenticular, steel-looking stuff you'll be able to pull off with this.
If they wanted to break bank, if they put out Terminator 1 and 2 in a set, just those 2, you would get me to buy it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't pick up Terminator 2 on its own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But those are, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Adinier, everything blue in the chat. Let's get on it. We need a Terminator set. Let's get on that. We need you to pull some strings.
Damn right.
And make it happen. All right. Well, I guess that's all the news for now. You better believe every time anything goes on, we'll definitely bring it up as soon as same thing with the Nightmare on Elm Street. Nothing has really come out yet, but we'll continue to cover it, of course. But as of right now, I have not pre-ordered anything
for Terminator.
At this point.
There's a lot of titles we're going to cover. I've definitely put in some pre-orders.
Definitely put in some pre-orders. So after that, again, that was the top of the list. Had to make sure that was known, that the pre-order is now available if it's even still live, which I'm assuming it is. They've got to have enough units for this. So right before we went live, I think on maybe it was Monday, Scream Factory, they announced their August slate, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. I mean, there was a handful of things in there that I was like, oh, that's nice. That's kind of cool. That's a little different, whatever. I don't know. What were your thoughts? Did you see all the announcements from Scream and Shout Select?
Probably not. I saw a handful.
Okay.
But, I'm in that camp of when it comes to Scream, I've kind of fell off a
little bit. Okay.
Because for me, it's either lackluster titles or reissues, which of course is exciting. I do want certain titles in 4K. I want to upgrade.
Yeah.
But just keeping up with them as a ritual.
Yeah.
I just wait till I come hear it from you.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks for subscribing, Russ.
Yeah, thanks for being 7,000 people. I didn't even subscribe until I saw that best 4K video.
Yeah, nice.
I was like, what the fuck is this guy wearing sunglasses for?
One man with sunglasses, one man without. All right, well, here's as usual, what Shout typically does these days, or Scream Factory typically does these days, they're like, here's our August slate. They do it, normally, just like everyone else, 2 months in advance, but they never have any details for anything. It's just, here's the titles and possibly the release dates, and we've got art, but like there's no, it's not like when Criterion announces or Arrow announces, it's like, here's the feature film, the art, the box, all the features. Shout, nothing to say. So we're just going to run down all of them just really briefly, just kind of talk through, what they are and our thoughts, because there's really nothing else to speak.
I forgot. I do have a big thought about one of these.
All right. But like I said, I think it's a fairly solid month. They're covering a lot of ground. I think the main attraction in this moment seems to be maybe that Bill and Ted Triumphant trilogy, because I know they've been slowly releasing these in 4K, and now they're putting them all together for people that didn't buy them individually or were holding out for that box set. If you do that, you're, just like me, because that's how I would have felt. I wouldn't have bought any of them, and now it would have paid off, just like the day that the Tarantino set comes out.
Well, yeah, and they're screwing you in one way here.
Oh, how are they screwing you here?
Do you see the release for Excellent Adventure?
Wasn't it already released?
Was it?
Yeah. They're now
Never mind. I have no complaints then.
Well, I
just saw this announcement and I was like, wait a second.
Russ, you come here for the news. You come here for the news.
I just subscribed. What I'm trying to say
Trilogy, Russ. You come here for the news.
I saw, I do. But when I came across this, all I saw was that trilogy box set, Bogus Journey, the new one, and I was like, well, wait, where's the solo for Excellent?
That one has already come out. I don't know if, I'm actually not sure if...
on 4K?
On 4K?
I know they put it out on Blue years ago.
Okay, what's the chat saying before? Let's see if they can get there before me.
No, you're probably right. I'm just saying, that was my initial thought. I have the Shout Blu-ray of at that point Face the Music wasn't out. It was just Excellent Adventure and Bogus.
It was released by Shout Select, so now you're getting all three.
So this is the debut solo for Bogus Journey and Face the Music.
I believe so. Yes.
I take back. I apologize. Scream, Shout. They're
watching, and
I damn right they are.
They unsubscribed.
I know they are.
And then other than that, again, this is a kind of a big Shout Select month. So that's their trilogy in that box set. And then Observe and Report, which kind of piqued my interest because it's not a movie that I particularly like, but you, I know, do. But you said you already have a Blu-ray, so you're not interested in picking this up.
I'm confused.
No details available, though.
Yeah. I'm going to need more details. One, it's a modern film, so I know a 4K would be feasible.
Possible, yep.
Right? So if it's a 4K scan of a Blu-ray, I know inevitably they're going to hit me with the 4K.
Yep.
And I already own this on Blu-ray. It came out at a time, it literally came out when Blu-ray was a format. Did
it come out from Shout originally, or was it like the studio?
No.
Probably,
it was just
whatever.
like a slipcase studio release.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it had a ton of, it had features, all of that.
Yeah.
I'm just interested
to know why blue and
beyond
not 4K.
Acquiring the title, what are you offering here?
Yeah.
If it was 4K, day one. I adore this film.
And it doesn't say collector's edition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So clearly they're probably not getting any new features or anything. It just seems to me like they acquired the title. It may not even be a new scan. I mean, I'm like you said, it was just on the surface, that sounds like great news.
Yeah.
But you were under the illusion that it was never on Blu-ray before.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the movie came out in 2008, I believe. I mean, Blu-ray was already a thing.
It was already fired up.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to disappoint, Russ. I thought that was going to be, I was so excited.
If they're testing the waters and, like I said, give me a 4K in the future, day one.
Yeah.
Huge fan of the film.
I never saw Death to Smoochie.
And people are going to hate me.
I've never seen it.
Do you want to have a discussion about that one that might ruffle some feathers?
I don't know. Why would it ruffle feathers?
I don't like Danny DeVito as a director.
Okay.
I never have.
He's got an interesting point of view.
Especially when he tries to go hard on comedy.
Yeah.
It's just, it gets too slapsticky for me. And for me, when I saw Death to Smoochie, I thought the concept was brilliant. I could see that the script, it's dark. And I just, every time when I saw it, I remember thinking, if this was done a little bit more straightforward and you just let the material be dark and awkward and, I was like, I felt like it could have been way more effective with that approach.
Yeah.
Where with DeVito's style, it just got cartoony with some of the jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he always has a dark twist to most of the things I've ever seen him do.
He does. He has an interest in it, but it's like, for me, his execution of it is a little everything. Like whether it was something dumb, like he did that Duplex movie. I remember. And I felt the same way about that. Even did he do Throw Mama from the Train?
He did, and it's kind of like got a little bit of a mean like tone,
like
a little
Looney Tunes. It has mean tones. I'm not talking about the tone. He's in It's Always Sunny. He's always been interested in dark comedy.
Yeah, it's.
But
dark.
when I'm talking about how he executes as a director, as a performer, he's brilliant. I love Danny DeVito. I'm just saying specifically for me, his directorial efforts seem to go off into this cartoony kind of world, even weird angles and like slapstick, literally. And I think what Death to Smoochie, what that script was, it was dark and the I wished it was just toned down a bit. And then come on, you throw Robin Williams in the mix, that's manic episode personified. You know what I mean? So you got DeVito directing on his level, you got Robin Williams doing his cocaine whatever antics up to here, and it just becomes a bit much. I just felt like what it was should have had more of a subtle approach. And if you remember when this came out, the idea of it, a dark comedy, hard R rating, Edward Norton, dude, at this time he's coming off of what, Primal Fear, People vs. Larry Flint, American History X, Fight Club, 25th Hour, this. Like, I was pumped to watch this. Everyone involved. Like I said, respect DeVito. I just wish I don't know. Lindsay in the booth, is anybody agreeing with me on this? Everyone probably hates me right now. Even Matt's giving me a look like, get out.
I don't know that I have a strong opinion either way on Death to Smoochie. I'm just drinking it in what you're saying, because I feel like he does have...
Do you see what I'm saying about his directorial style, even in Throw Mama from the Train, or in anything else you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Not the tone, not the material he chooses, and not as a performer. I love him as a performer. I just don't think...
I mean, I've seen Throw Mama from the Train, and I thought he did a really interesting job with Matilda. Like it kind of almost, again, it felt like
that probably worked better.
As soon as I knew he was directing it, I was like, God, it's kind of mean too. Like kind of the way most of his stuff is, which I was not surprised. I was surprised by.
Yeah, but I'm talking about I'm not talking about the tone and all that. I know that's material he's drawn to. It's just literally, even Matilda, there's like a lot of weird close-ups and a lot of weird.
Strange.
Yeah. And it just, to me, it kept taking me out of the movie in Death to Smoochie. It probably is suited better. I've never seen Matilda. It's probably suited better for that and for a Roald Dahl type thing. But I don't know. It didn't jibe well for me with Death to Smoochie.
What is the chat saying?
No, people definitely can see what you're saying, Russ. So Vincent Doyle, Brown Bunny, Nicholas Freeman. Nicholas Freeman actually said that he's thought this about DeVito as a director for years.
So, yeah.
So you're not alone.
Not alone.
I know. And it's crazy, too, because I'm not outright saying Death to Smoochie is bad. There are funny parts in it. And it's overall worth watching. But it ends up in my mind as a missed opportunity or as just something that I wish it would have been in someone else's hands. That's all.
Gotcha.
You know?
What about
frustrating?
Yeah. Do you feel that way about the Delta Force? That should have been in someone else's hands?
Well, dude, you're talking about Kubrick. Now, that's a mastermind. You let him do whatever he wants to do.
What about Poltergeist II Collector's Edition?
Oh, you know my thoughts. You give me 3 day one.
Well, you already have 3 on blue, don't you? Don't they have a Collector's Edition for that?
Yeah. I have 2 and 3.
I was going to say, can we get a 2-pack? Can we get at this point?
No 2-pack.
Of 2 and 3.
No, I want them individually like they're doing, but I'll wait for 3. Poltergeist 2, you're the Poltergeist guy. You even love the original more than I do. What are your thoughts on
Poltergeist 2? It made me feel weird.
One scene.
One
badass scene.
It made me feel weird
in that movie.
Oh, the part where a guy comes up to the door? No, I was thinking of another scene. But that scene's scary too.
What do you think of the worm?
When Craig T. Nelson changes into bad Craig T. Nelson, I didn't like it. I mean, I was very little when I saw it, but it made me feel uncomfortable.
You're good, Craig T. Nelson.
And I'm bad, Craig T. When he drinks that thing and he becomes like mean, like drunk,
little goody
like,
shoes.
And he's been like such a great, awesome like dad, like throughout all of these movies, and he turns into that. For whatever reason, my young little mind was not ready for it.
No, my young little mind. Dude walking up to
that's
the
creepy
porch.
As hell too.
Oh my god! To this day,
it's creepy.
I think that's one of the scariest.
That guy's creepy
I've
as hell.
Seen. And in real life, he was dying.
Yes,
that's what's sad about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know that as a child watching this. It was just terrifying.
Yeah.
That said, I think it's the worst Poltergeist movie.
I know you like 3 the best.
I love 3, and for our new subscribers, people who have never heard my thoughts on Poltergeist 3, I maintain that if you change the title, call it Mirrors, call it Skyrise, call it anything else, it would be a cult classic.
I agree. If you didn't have Carol Ann in there and you put some other random
just
little
cast
girl.
another kid, another little blonde girl.
Yep.
Yeah. Call it Mirrors. Call it the Skyrise Mirrors, and we'd be talking about a cult masterpiece begging for it on 4K.
Starring Tom Skerritt.
As of now, hey, Tom
Skerritt. I love Tom Skerritt.
He's got.
I'm a Skerritt guy.
He's got a filmography.
I'm a Skerritt guy.
He's in Up in Smoke. I always try to get Up in Smoke, dude. He's in that.
I'm not dissing my boy Drum from Steel Magnolias.
You got Nancy Allen's in it.
Okay, Nancy.
Lara Flynn Boyle's in it. You got a good cast in that movie, honestly. And like I said, I'm not saying Poltergeist 3 is perfect, but it as its own little thing. It's an awesome movie. I'll go to the grave saying that. Good thing Danny DeVito didn't direct it.
Good thing. I recognize Nancy Allen as Lois like right away, or from what's it? RoboCop. Yeah, like right away. Is that her name Lois? Did I say that right?
I don't. You know, the earliest Nancy Allen. My earliest Nancy Allen.
Lois.
Yeah,
Lewis. Officer Lewis. Lois.
I remember her as Lois Lane.
Lois Lane, if you remember.
Yeah, it was either Carrie or RoboCop. I don't know which one I saw first.
The only other thing on here that I'm actually really excited about is that they're putting back out Pee-wee's Playhouse, the complete series, and because I missed this last time around, and it was out there for a long time. Like Shout had this box set out for a really long time. It had an outer box and a bunch of slide-in cases. It was the whole series. And at some point, maybe a couple of years ago, maybe last year, I don't know. Just at some point, it wasn't available anymore. But I guess the fans, Russ, clamoring for it, they decided to put it back out. Yeah. The only thing that's a little different is the box itself. I prefer the original one because it's more of that outer box slid in. This is like a big case, probably with all the discs kind of just like sandwiched on top of each other, which is okay. But if you buy direct from Shout, they've got the pins, they've got the Prism stickers, they've got, you know, the works to go with Pee-wee.
They're doing like a whole bundle for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to do it, if you want to do bundles and stuff. But I've got my own. Right now, it's close to, I think, and if I remember correctly, when it was still live on Amazon, it was somewhere in like the $80, $85 range, the old one. This one's debuting at $99.99 on Shout's website. The MSRP, I think. I'm not sure.
Is that fair? I mean, I watched this show as a child, but I don't remember like how many seasons there were.
It's 5 seasons, and it has been, from all accounts, like completely revitalized. And
it looks good.
And Paul Rubens, I believe, was involved in putting it out initially. To make sure it was put back out and revitalized the way that it was. Check me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So this is the lineup. There's actually one other steelbook that's not on here, which is the Evil Dead 2013.
I was about to say
that's missing from here.
And for those watching, they're probably wondering, why the hell aren't you guys talking about Bill and Ted? Which is you were never into those.
I wasn't. I saw the first one.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
I did.
But you never even saw the first one.
No, I saw the first one.
I adore the first one. I recommend picking that up to anyone. I recommend picking up that trilogy, honestly. Face the Music is surprisingly better than it had any right being. Not saying it's great, not saying it's comparable to the first two, but surprisingly entertaining. And Bogus Journey, I'm sure you're aware of this through pop culture, even though you've never seen it, is a very strong sequel. I mean, they're literally parodying like the Seventh Seal.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous what they do in Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
It's actually really William Sadler, great in it. Great. Fantastic. And I love Excellent Adventure. That's my personal favorite. I watched that religiously as a child, and it's so warm. To this day, if I think Genghis Khan or Joan of Arc, my first thought is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or Napoleon. I just think of him at a water slide at the Waterloo water park. I said, those movies, it sounds almost demeaning to say this, but god damn, they're cute. They're just so cute and warm.
I think the first one's like a family film.
God, yes, it is, dude. It's a family film. It's a stoner comedy family film with no drugs.
Yeah,
that's what it is. They're idiots, but like there's just no drugs. Just happy-go-lucky, shenanigans. Not a mean spirit in any of it.
Yeah, and Keanu is awesome. Alex Winter's awesome.
Oh yeah, both of them. Everyone, they're great. George Carlin, one of my heroes, man. One of my personal top 5 influence on my life, whatever. Like Rufus.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Pam Grier is in Bogus Journey. Primus is in Bogus Journey. Like, it's solid series, man.
All right. Anybody picking that up out there? We got a lot of interest in Bogus Journey and Face the Music and the trilogy itself. Any interests out there? What are people thinking? Let us know.
Yeah, people love the movies. Mozart's Ghost said that whenever he watches the OG Bill and Ted, he just ends up missing Carlin.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's anything.
R.I.P.
Anything Carlin. He was the only celebrity death that I actually felt like I lost something.
Yeah.
Like I was legitimate. I remember the day I woke up and heard it and everything. Like that sucked.
What about when there was only the last unicorn?
No, it didn't affect me when the last unicorn died.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
I remember where I was when I heard the news, but I kind of just went about my day.
Just went about your day after it was over. Well, that's your shout. That's your Scream Factory news, Russ. What do you think? Did you pre-order anything here? I've pre-ordered nothing, but the Pee-wee's Playhouse is on my list until I figure out if it's going to be there for a while. Maybe the price comes down, maybe not. Don't know.
I agree with what you said at the beginning, though, is it's a pretty strong slate for them.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's pretty strong. Pretty strong stuff. So next up, Arrow. Ready to talk about some Arrow? They came with some heat this month. They came with some heat for August,
baby. They came out to play.
They came out to play in August, but they also did one thing that really pissed me off.
What's that?
Really made me angry. And I feel like they knew exactly what they were doing. And I wonder if anyone out there is feeling the same way that I'm feeling. And we'll get to that moment in this Arrow segment.
RoboCop again?
But no, they didn't release RoboCop again. I'll tell you when we get there. Are
we buying RoboCop for a 4th time?
Russ, if I do, you're going to too.
Damn right
we got to. No, Russ, coming with some heat is Arrow in August, and the first title up for discussion is the Mexico Trilogy.
I like it.
Now, I've got the Mexico duology.
Yes.
Which is El Duology.
Yeah, that's what we all referred to it as in the 90s.
The double feature. And that's El Mariachi and Desperado here in one release. I've got that one. But that's
a classy release, man.
It's a nice release. I love that double feature. I don't
even want to touch it.
But Arrow is one-upping me on my duology because they're putting out the Mexico trilogy that has obviously El Mariachi and Desperado, but also Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I'm waiting for the Spy Kids quadrilogy.
With Shark Boy and Lava Girl as a special feature.
Oh, on Blu-ray. while the others are on 4K. From Arrow.
So you've got, I mean, I think the outer box, I don't know. I think it's okay. It doesn't like grab me. It looks like I actually like the inner art on the 3 releases. You can't really see them all here.
It looks like Indiana Jones.
It kind of does. I actually don't mind how those appear to look. That outer one is okay. And then inside, you've got 3 double-sided posters, some other, looks like original, maybe bigger artwork. I'm not sure. And then a booklet that goes with all of them.
Those are the original posters.
Yes. So it's coming out August 27th, US, UK, and Canada. And it had been rumored for a while. I don't know if you remember this. There was pictures that had cropped up all over the internet before where there was like a card for it in like someone's Arrow release. You know, Arrow does that sometimes. It'll be like an ad for something upcoming or something they're doing or selling, but it would just be Desperado. I think Inglourious Bastards was another one that people had found one time, but that ended up going just to Zavvi, I think. But anyway, so this is the set. You're getting El Mariachi and Once Upon a Time in Mexico on Blu-ray, and you're getting Desperado in 4K. That's what's happening here. So it doesn't, and the Desperado is also coming with a Blu-ray, so it's a 4-disc set. I don't know, there really isn't anything that mentions a picture upgrade to the other 2 on Blu-ray. It just says high definition transfer, high definition, release or something. Whereas Desperado's got a 4K restoration from the original camera negative. Like it's
so
on
what's
there.
Your problem?
Well, I'm just giving the news, Russ. I'm just sharing the details.
Didn't you want a Blu-ray of Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
No. I mean, I have that on DVD. I do have that on DVD. So this is there's a lot of new features that are coming with this. There's a lot of interviews that are coming with it. A lot, like Robert Rodriguez came back to talk about all these. Obviously, he's an interview on every one of these.
He likes to talk.
He does. Plus a lot of other people that are coming back to talk about these. So you're getting, a lot of that kind of stuff. And I think it's just around $60-ish if I recall seeing it. I think it's listed for $70 on Arrow, but a little bit cheaper elsewhere. Which honestly isn't a bad price for 3 films and this whole treatment.
Yeah. That's not
$60. Yeah, price range.
Because you're getting 2 Blu-rays and 1 4K. It's about 20 each.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when I saw that price and I saw this, I was sort of tempted to just get this because, I think if the other ones were 4K, I absolutely would have. The fact that these are blue and I already have the one on Blu-ray already, and if there's no upgrade, who cares? And the other movie, I don't even really care for that much, and I've got that on DVD, and I'm probably fine. So luckily for me, and maybe people like me, they're releasing Desperado solo in a solo steelbook, which is pretty awesome. And it's coming out the exact same day. It's limited edition, obviously, so it might not be around forever.
So what's your problem?
I have none here. I got no problem now. And it's coming with their original art, which is always a plus. Gotta love that.
I have a question about this. Is this going to be one of those Sleepy Hollow steelbook deals? You notice how it looks like it fans out on the right side?
Well, actually, before you go any further, that's actually a booklet that comes with it.
Thank you for answering my question.
For everyone at home that wasn't aware either, that is a booklet, which is kind of funny because normally these don't come with booklets, but it does come with a booklet.
Hence my question.
So there you go.
You know what I'm talking about with that?
I know what you mean.
Hollow.
Yeah, well,
that's what I thought it might be.
100%. Yep.
Okay, it's a book.
And also, which I didn't kind of realize, is that Sony has the rights to this movie, which they could have probably put this out in a steelbook, but they gave it to Arrow, and Arrow putting this out in US and UK and everywhere else, I think might put the kibosh on Sony doing anything for it, but interesting that they didn't choose to put it out themselves.
That is interesting.
I don't Arrow scooped it up.
I mean, it's kind of smart. Desperado, in my mind, is a title that fits Arrow perfectly.
Yeah, and I don't know about anyone's, thoughts on the trilogy as a whole, but Desperado's a, must buy for me.
Yeah.
Pre-ordered it instantly.
I pre-ordered this as well.
Yeah.
One, that box set's a joke. I get El Mariachi being on Blu-ray, but why is Once Upon a Time not in 4K?
I don't know how it wasn't, maybe it was shot a weird way. Who knows?
Lucky for me, I never saw Once Upon a Time. So
yeah.
I've only seen El Mariachi, and I saw that once when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I don't even remember it, to be honest
right.
with you. I've never owned any of these because to me, Desperado has had a very shit release history in physical media from DVD on. I don't ever remember there being a stellar release of Desperado. Do you? Like, think about how many times, like, for reference, think of Evil Dead. We've had steelbooks, Book of the Dead, every edition imaginable. Whereas Desperado, I feel like, always got the most basic treatment.
It had that dumbass Best Buy steelbook.
Yeah, like
it had like it was like some like Day of the Dead art.
That looked like somebody learning how to tattoo, like practicing, or it was ridiculous looking. I agree, but that's what I'm saying. So as soon as this was announced, as you said, original artwork. Pre-ordered it. Yeah. Don't need the other two, especially if it looks like there's no care put into them. Yeah. And honestly, that artwork on the box is uninspired. I know they're doing that because different mariachi does not have Banderas and all that. They're trying to make you think this is a trilogy with Banderas and all three. No, but it's still, even for that, even if you're trying to hide something, it's still lackluster art.
Yeah, it's not great, but Desperado, it was definitely, I love this movie so much. We've been talking about this a little bit lately just because of soundtracks and stuff.
You remember like a month ago, I said this exact thing. I was like, why isn't there a great 4K of Desperado?
Right, I know.
And then they announced this.
There's like every few years, there's just like itch to like watch it again. I mean, I remember watching this movie like 5 years or so after it come out on TV. It was like late night on USA, and I turned it on right at the, like basically at the end, like the showdown. And like I turned it on when guitar cases are becoming missile launchers and all this stuff. And I was like, wait.
So you didn't see this like when it came?
No.
Oh God. See, this was a movie I jumped on immediately because of the Tarantino connection.
It had passed me by.
I knew he was in it, the whole thing. Dude, honestly, in 95 when I was 13, I had just seen Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, and I was like, oh shit, Tarantino. This guy's, I was like, immediately watching it. I thought you did the same thing.
No, and that's my point, is like as soon as I saw that ending and I was like, Jesus. So I forget if I rented it or whatever. And as soon as I saw Tarantino, the music, Steve Buscemi, like all these people that are in it, and obviously Antonio Banderas being completely awesome, the vibe, the music, the action. I was at the ripe age for Salma Hayek to make a deep impact on me.
I was 13.
So... But anyway, it was just like, you know what else is kind of funny is I had seen From Dusk Till Dawn before this. So all of a sudden there's some crossover. There's some crossover there. So especially like the dick gun that Tom Savini has. I knew that from Dusk Till Dawn, and then when I saw it in his guitar case, I was like, "Oh shit!"
But that's also a reference to a character Tom Savini's done
before.
Yeah. The whole sex, or what is it?
Sex Machine.
Yeah, I forget what, but it's a reference to something else as well.
But just that I knew that now. Okay, I'm watching the movie that came before this, and they've got these kind of like crossovers. I thought it was pretty interesting.
No, dude. Oh God, I knew it right off the bat in '95, or well, I guess maybe when it hit video, maybe it was '96 or something. But I remember, dude, the whole like piss joke thing with Tarantino.
Yeah. Dude, it's great.
It was around the time I saw. Yeah, it was like right before. From Dusk Till Dawn was '96.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you. I thought you were like day one with this. No. I always knew you loved it.
No, I was,
and I always assumed you loved it. I still get the impression you love it more than I do. But make no mistake, I think this is a fantastic movie.
Oh yeah.
And dare I say, over the years, I feel like this has gone down in stature.
I don't know why.
I feel like in the 90s, this was recognized as a very popular, critically acclaimed, audiences loved it, but I feel like it's almost been forgotten.
No, it's like an incredible action movie that is, done in a very efficient, low budgety kind of way. It's like they really pull off so much great stuff. I will say when I first looked on Arrow, it was $50 for this.
I didn't pay that on a pre-order.
I did not pay $50, but I was pretty shocked to see that that's what it was going. It was like $49.99. But then, you know, places like, I think it was Diabolic that I got it from. I think I got it for $38 maybe. I don't know where. I don't know what.
Mine was $42.
Yeah, it's something to that effect, which is like about normal, $38.99 these days. And it might, I don't know if costs come down at some point and on any of those websites, like sometimes it does on Amazon. I'm not sure, but I pre-ordered it anyway for that. I mean,
me too. You got to lock in on this.
Yeah, you got to lock in.
And for me, I have no issue with like, oh, one day they're going to put out Once Upon a Time in Mexico in 4K because I don't care. I just really want Desperado. So this is the dream scenario. This is exactly what they should have done with this trilogy.
Yeah. And shout out to Diabolic too, by the way, because I had only ordered from Orbit DVD. I had never ordered from Diabolic DVD. And so I created a username and I made 4K Kings the username. So Diabolic, do the right thing and just send it on over. But other set 2 looks good enough, good for fans as well. The next thing that Arrow is putting out, which I don't know, kind of surprised me a little bit, which is coming out a very similar time frame, August 26th, 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray in the UK only. Apparently a release that's going to right the wrongs of KINO Lorber in the US is The Silence of the Lambs. So they're putting The Silence of the Lambs out as well. And again, this was previously released by Criterion on Blu-ray and then by KINO Lorber on 4K. The KINO release had some like bad color timing issue that was reported in like the first 20 minutes, but KINO had never issued replacement discs. So I think that's rubbed fans the wrong way for quite some time. This in the notes for this, it's not mentioning any new transfer, but it does list having Dolby Vision HDR, and there's been a lot of comments saying that they fixed whatever issues that there may have been.
It's Arrow. I'm sure they have. I mean, honestly, Arrow's transfers and their process is a little better than Criterion. Not that Criterion's bad, but I've always read that Arrow is like a notch above.
Yeah. Well, it's coming in 2 versions, kind of like Arrow does these days, which I do like. They're giving their, the version that everyone can get, and then the Arrow site exclusive where you have to actually order from them. So this is sort of the one that is being sold everywhere, which is I guess like was it the movie poster art, but on the inside is the original art, right? The blue and the red face. And what was this?
Saw that. The one on the cover is the one I always saw growing up.
I know, and I think that's the home media release, and that's the original poster. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that, but this is what everyone can get. And then the Arrow site exclusive one is the flip-flopped. So you're getting I guess this is like the original art that they're going with on the inside and the out. And this
is a UK release?
It's UK only.
Well, maybe that was UK artwork.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can probably switch these inserts around too to have, whatever, to like have both if you want, but this is the one I went with.
Me too. And I know you and I talked a little bit on the side. I went to grab something else that I'm sure we're going to talk about that I had to get directly through the site. Yeah. So to justify placing an order.
Sure.
They got me on this. You're right. I mean, it's a classic film. I have the Criterion Blu-ray. The KINO one had issues, so never upgraded. I love that the artwork on the one I went with, I didn't go with the red and blue. I went with the white. As stated. Yeah. That's the one I was familiar with my entire life. It's classy. It's going to be a rigid box. Yeah. It was a no-brainer. I actually caught it on a sale too. It was pretty, I want to say it was like 40 or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't expensive at all. It might have even been like 34 or something.
It
like
was
really
something
cheap.
It was something I was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, for something like this.
Yeah.
No, dude, it is great. And the other cool thing too is Arrow really is doing their best to pull features together from everything. Sometimes you can't get what Criterion had or whatever else.
I was gonna say I'm gonna hold on to my Criterion Blue just in case. But...
Yeah. So it looks like what they're missing is some documentary that was on both the other releases, which was called Inside the Labyrinth. This does not have that. And it's also missing the audio commentary that had Demi, Foster, and Hopkins on it. But everything else it's got from Criterion and from the KINO Lorber release. Just those 2 things it's missing that can be found on elsewhere. So you really are getting a lot of stuff. So really on your Criterion, the only thing that you'll have is that audio commentary and a documentary, which I've never seen it. It could be 2 hours for all I know.
It's better than the movie. No.
So let's see. The crazy thing is, I've had Silence of the Lambs or the Criterion one sitting in my cart for a long time. I looked at after the KINO mess. I was like, all right, looks like you're gonna be my guy one day, but one day I'm gonna pick you up. And then this came along. I was like, sold.
Out of the blue,
sold. Picked it up for Diabolic. Yeah, it was 30. I picked it up for 35.
Yeah, whatever it was. It probably was 40 on the site then.
Yeah. Love to. I mean, there's a lot of really hot releases coming up, dude. We got some reviews. I think we should put in the chamber. I don't know. Maybe this.
What does Carlito think of this movie?
Does Carlito like it? What are the fans saying about Silence of the Lambs? I don't think we checked in for Desperado. How are we doing in there, Lindsay?
Yeah, Desperado. Everyone's really jazzed about that, and they're glad that that's an option versus getting all three, because it sounds like most people don't want the other two.
Yeah.
And then for Silence of the Lambs, quite a few people will be upgrading to the Arrow version. Mozart's Ghost said that he sold the KINO one immediately and ordered the Silence from Arrow already. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. While I was at it, I also picked up it's still a pre-order, but I also pre-ordered The Long Good Friday, with Bob Hoskins, which I hadn't really, but since I was like trying to get, I think maybe I got free shipping out of it. I feel like that's why I picked it up. They also had it for like 25 or something like that.
It's a good price.
And it's not coming out for like another month, I don't think.
I considered blind buying with Nail and I, but I
chose not to.
It.
Okay. So that's your Silence of the Lambs news, Silence of the Lambs updates. Pretty exciting stuff. Here's actually, I had this too. Here's the 3 releases. Here's the 3 releases you could possibly pick up for Silence of the Lambs. Here they are. I picked the one on the right. I never owned, I have a DVD. It's like, I think it like slides into like a green box with like a little window. And then there's like the Death's Head Moth is there.
I never owned it on DVD, but
Nope.
I picked up the Criterion Blue when it came out.
Okay. So coming up next from Arrow, Russ, this is the moment that kind of made me a little angry. This is the moment that made me a little angry. Coming out August 13th, 4K, Ultra HD, US, UK, and Canada. What I'll call, and I wonder what else other people think out there, the bait and switch cover of the year.
Ooh.
And that's the Clash of the Titans, When Titans Ruled the Earth box set or collection. And that contains Clash of the Titans and it contains Wrath of the Titans. And when I saw this, I was like, oh crap, I can't believe it. Like I have this on Blu-ray from some special edition from back in the day. I didn't even know they made a Wrath of the Titans. Holy shit. Like my mind's blown. Like this must be some unknown sequel, like the Harry Hamlin jam. Like, holy shit. Like the Ray Harryhausen, whatever. I'm like, dude, look at this box and tell me you wouldn't have been confused like at least a little bit if you didn't really pay too close attention. Cause obviously that big monster in the back left, that's not in Clash of the Titans, but maybe it was in this unknown Wrath of the Titans movie that I had never seen. But lo and behold, it is not what I thought it was. And I feel like that cover is bullshit.
2 things. One, I know it was really funny. You texted me.
They knew what they were doing.
You texted me the day this was announced. You were like, big announcements from Arrow. I was most excited about Clash of the Titans. And I was just like, cool. I know you like that movie. I was thinking the same thing. You were the old one.
Yes.
The 80, whatever year that was.
Yes.
And, when I saw the announcement, when I actually saw it, I was like, hey, that's the remake. I was like, Matt likes the remake of Clash of the Titans?
No.
And I didn't even message you back, but I was like, he's a dickhead.
No, dude.
Then my second thought, though, was were these ever referred to as a duology, as When Titans Ruled the Earth?
No, they
my
weren't.
first thought when I saw that was Jurassic Park, and I was like, wow, that's lazy as hell. I thought of the When Dinosaurs Ruled,
Yes.
the thing falling. I was like, everything about this is just, you're right, it's cancer.
Dude, these are the Sam Worthington like bombs. Like,
Don't even say his name.
Like, look at.
Stop! Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice. He might appear or something. Don't even.
I know.
He might show up in another movie if we say it 3 times. Stop.
They were really trying to make him work.
I know him.
They were really trying to make fetch happen, but it wasn't happening. Look at his hair there, for goodness sake.
It looks like Danny McBride.
I don't know, but seriously, like, these movies were such bombs. It's so baffling to me that Arrow would put these out. If they're not that old, they're just what's widely regarded as not like just trash. Like, I don't know what else to say. Are there people that really out there like this? I will say, not to say that you're wrong for liking it. I just am so shocked it's not the original ones and that this is the ones they decided to go with. The one thing that I was going to say too is, sorry, like, lost my train of thought. It really messed me up, Russ. This whole thing really messed me up.
I know, dude. Look at Sam Worthington's hair. I know.
The comments that I read about this were, if you grew up with them, you enjoyed them. You liked them.
No, if you grew up with them, that was child abuse.
So the people that grew up with this would be how old now, would you say? In their early 20s?
Mentally 11.
Early 20s, like, I'm just trying, whoever fits this framing of we grew up with
all right, but be honest, yes, there are probably young adults who may have grown up on this.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's where my kind of confusion sort of like dissipated a little bit, because I was like, okay, if you grew up with this, maybe you're in your 20s, early, whatever. I forget when these even came out.
I'll blow your mind. I don't like the original Clash of the Titans.
Well, get out of here.
I grew up on that.
I love that one. That's why I wanted this to be.
It. Trust me, I'd watch that any day of the week over Sam Worthington's Danny McBride hair.
I mean, I'm really kind of just too disgusted to look further, but I am curious to know, did anyone else feel duped like this? Am I just foolish? Are there people out there that legitimately like this?
Well,
sell me on it. I rejected it based on it existing.
You should. And the duping was intentional. They want you to do that. They want you to make a mistake and accidentally order this.
I got duped. What's everyone saying out there, Lindsay, the producer?
I love this one comment from Ian Hunt. The summer of 2009 of Sam Worthington was a horrible time to be on planet Earth.
2009. So it's 15 years ago.
Nah, you know what, though? And I wanted to get it on. I wanted to do a segment about people who got to go. And yes, we'll clown Sam Worthington. He is worthy of the red nose. But I don't care. And everybody who's watching can get as angry as they want. Ryan fucking Reynolds has to retire.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds has got to go.
You're tired of it.
Dude, have you ever seen anyone fail upwardly? They tried this man and what about Ryan? Like, why is he still here?
He's still here. He's got
It's been a quarter of a century. To who? Soccer moms?
I don't know. That's why I feel like he's still around. He's got like a charisma.
He's literally, if you name any genre, there's an example of, hey, we tried Ryan Reynolds here. Do it. Horror. Amityville Horror. Hey, let's do an action movie with Denzel.
Marvel.
Safe House. Oh, fuck. Sandra Bullock, romantic comedy, frat boy comedy.
Green Lantern.
Happens. Yeah, comic book movie. Shit, 10 comic book movies. Yo, he's got to go. He's part of the reason Hollywood's dying.
Well,
but anyway, back to Clash of the Titans.
He brought Rick Moranis out of retirement to sell cell phone plans.
Yeah, that's probably why Rick Moranis got assaulted. He's responsible for that too, Matt.
Wasn't that Steve Buscemi?
Both of them did. And Ryan Reynolds did it both.
And he did nothing.
He hit both of them.
Let's get off of Clash of the Titans. I had to share.
Though, Ryan Reynolds seems like a good guy. I'm just joking.
You are. You're a jokester. So here we are, Russ. Here we are. The title you've been waiting to talk about, and that's Heathers.
I love this movie.
We got Heathers coming out August 6th, 4K Ultra HD in the UK only. Arrow debut, previously released on Blu-ray in a few different ways. But now it's coming in 4K from Arrow. And it's coming, again, just like Silence of the Lambs in two versions. You've got their sort of original art, which kind of reminds me of like the Mallrat artist, probably. Or
it really does, yeah.
Yeah, or the original art, which is the Arrow exclusive. So we're looking at the Arrow exclusive, which is the original poster. And then you've got the new art poster inside with the new art on the booklet as well. And then this is what the other one, this is what the other one looks like. And you get the original art poster instead. And I'm sure, again, the slip or the inserts can probably be reversed depending on, which way you'd like to go. I typically do that too, depending on what outer box I buy. I always reverse the slip.
Opposite.
Yeah, just so I have both. What did you go with?
Well, I'm going with the original artwork.
Okay.
I'm a child from this era, another film I grew up on and have immense love for. And this title is the sole reason why I also picked up Silence of the Lambs, because I had to go to the site to get this slipcase, and they got me on that. So well played, Arrow.
And I will say it looks fantastic for fans. New 4K restoration from the original camera negative, Dolby Vision, HDR, all that stuff. The features are stacked. There is a ton of I don't know where they're. A lot of it seems new. There might be some things from prior releases that you might be aware of, but there is a lot on this release.
Yeah, Heather's has always had a pretty healthy slate of special features in previous releases.
And I've never seen it, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk to me, talk to the audience.
Oh my God. Well, I'm just talking to you. I'm sure everyone who is watching this has seen Heather's. Okay. Selling it to you.
Yeah.
Think John Hughes movies.
Thinking it. Yep. Gotcha.
This is satirizing them. Okay. This is an anti-John Hughes movie. Do you know what the plot is about?
Are they murdering people in the high school?
Yes, essentially. Not to get too much into it. They're murdering fellow students and setting it up to look like suicide. So then what happens is suicide becomes a trend. So it's kind of like, actually, Mean Girls, the tone of that borrows a lot from this movie. So think Mean Girls with that story. Think it's not even 80s. Part of the reason why this movie is so great is because it didn't even feel like 89 when it came out. It's very sunny, very vibrant. Almost think like a John Waters palette. Okay.
Cry Baby.
Yes, like his look, very sunny, very, pops, which is another great reason to get this in 4K.
Okay.
The writing, Mark Waters, the sarcasm in this movie, the jokes are hysterical. I quote this movie. This is one, I wear a lot of movie shirts, right? I remember I had one of Heather's years ago, and I literally was in like a convenience store, and just some random dude walked by and said, "I love my dead gay son." And I was like, yeah, dude. I got it. Like, I mean, it's immensely quotable. It's sharp. It was ahead of its time with social commentary. Like even that dead gay son thing.
Yeah.
Dude, the way it handled homophobia, like the statement it makes on homophobia in this movie is brilliant. It's all there, like judging clicks, judging trends, and following, just like what being a teenager is, with this hint of darkness. Well, not even a hint. It's out there. But it's so satirical and done. I don't know, man. It's fantastic. It's just a great movie.
Is it a blind buy?
Oh God, yeah, dude. Is Lindsay in the booth? Has she seen this?
Lindsay in the booth.
I always change her name.
No, I have not seen this, and I feel really silly that I have not seen this, because I'm sure I'd love it.
Crazy. I'll tell you this. This is between this, Pump Up the Volume, and True Romance. I remember, but I was like, yo, Christian Slater, I don't care if he's just mimicking Jack Nicholson. Damn, he's doing a good job of it.
Cuffs.
But back to Heather's.
Is it a blind buy?
Man, this is a blind buy for everyone.
Okay, Russ.
Who hasn't seen it? I even went and saw a production of the musical of this. That I like this so much.
Yeah. Okay.
And the musical was terrible, but you got to support.
You got to support. What has anyone else out there not seen it? What's the vibe on Heather's? Am I in the
with a chainsaw?
Am I in the minority?
Dude, you
want
alone. Some weird trivia? You want some crazy trivia about this?
Hit me
movie?
with it.
So the main girl, right? Think Regina George in Mean Girls. The main Heather Chandler, right?
Okay.
She's the biggest bitch. She has a line in this film that she says, it became like a quotable line. What did you have a brain tumor for breakfast? That actress actually passed away of a brain tumor.
No shit.
In like 2002 or something.
Wow.
Which is very odd. Like how specific.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Winona Ryder. Here's some more backstory. She wanted to do this movie so hard. This was the reason she couldn't do Godfather 3, I believe. Oh no, it was Edward Scissorhands. But she lobbied to get this part so hard because she loved the script. Her parents didn't want her to do it, like all this stuff, just because of the subject matter.
Yeah.
But she lobbied and fought. If you watch the film, the high school they're in is Westerberg High School, which Paul Westerberg was the singer of The Replacements, who was Winona Ryder's favorite band. They were a cool band too in the 80s. I can go on and on. Dude, Heather Graham was supposed to be in it, but her parents and her agent made her pull out just due to what the subject matter was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it went on, dude.
So you're pumped.
Teenage suicide, don't do it. Teenage suicide, you blew it. Come on. Come on. This movie's hard.
So, Russ, this is your favorite release of this Arrow slate. Am I right?
Well, the minute it was announced, I dropped everything, and
it's a perfect title for Arrow also.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, dude, we advertised earlier in the stream that we have a 4K boutique wishlist segment coming up, right?
Yep.
This was my runner-up for either Arrow or Shout Select.
Was it really?
I almost said this in the segment we shot that hasn't aired yet.
It's a perfect release for it too. I like that it's a standard, it's not like the hard box. It would have been nice in the hard box, but this works.
And again, in North America, we've had some like kind of cool releases over the years. There was this tin in DVD I had at one point. Currently, I have a Blu-ray steelbook. It wasn't anything special, but yeah, dude, this is a title. Oh man, this is a massive title. I don't even have to ask Lindsay, the producer. I know everyone in the comments are agreeing with me.
Everyone in the comments is agreeing. Well, let's check in with the audience, Russ. I think that's a good thing. I think I can bring up the chat here. Let me just bring up the chat really quick. Before we move on to the hot WB news, let's check in with the chat.
Let's see. I can't believe you've never seen Heathers.
Let's see what the people have to say about. There we go. Let's see what the people have to say about Heathers. Heathers and Weird Science is a nice double bill.
See, Adore, Pump Up the Volume, never seen Heathers. Pump Up the Volume is one of my favorite movies of all time. And like I said, this kind of trifecta I always think of with Slater as Heathers, Pump Up the Volume, and True Romance. Like I said, he gets a lifetime pass.
Let's see. Probably going to blind buy Heathers. Everyone seems fond of it. Okay, Mozart's Ghost.
Oh my God! For all of you out there, I'm seeing it now who have not seen Heathers. I implore you, go. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.
Hey, it's me and HG. Can't go wrong with classic Christian Slater. And Oscar Burrows says Heathers is definitely getting a pre-order, but I'm sticking with my KINO Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
Okay.
Man of principle.
Man of principle. Let's see. Ryan Reynolds comments, exactly why I adore this channel. People are happy about that, Russ. Good job.
And let me clarify. I honestly do. It's nothing personal against Ryan Reynolds. I'm sure he's a great person. But like, it's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. Dude, my wife, she said, you want to go with the kid? You want to go see If? And I was like, what is that? And I looked at it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, no. Like, we're divorced now. And no, but for real, I was like, Jesus, he's in this? Everything. It's like, what the fuck? Him and The Rock. Seriously, it's been enough. It's enough. We let that shit slide for too long, dude.
Yeah.
It's been a quarter century. You've done enough damage. Go away.
In from Roger Weiser, love Sam Worthington in Last Night. A couple people shouted out Sam Worthington in Avatar as well. I will say he doesn't bother me in either of these movies that I just mentioned. I'm more so just sick with the fact I was duped and that he got cast in movies that I felt like shouldn't even exist.
Yeah, I guess he never offended me on that level because he wasn't really doing anything that I was interested in.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been anyone in Avatar, I feel like. Like, was he the problem in that movie? I never saw it, but to the people who have, I never heard anyone say Sam Worthington was the problem in Avatar.
No.
I don't think it mattered,
No, I don't think so. Let's see. What else we got here? I ordered Heathers with the Mexico trilogy, Winona Forever.
I like that. Heathers and Weird Science. That's an interesting double bill.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they have a lot in common, but that is a very interesting 80s double feature. I could see that.
Okay. All right. So, Russ, anything new before we go on to the news? I forgot to ask you, anything new on the 4K Cuts playlist?
Hold on real quick. Christian Slater also in Legend of Billie Jean. Absolutely correct. And we have to throw the Wizard in there.
Oh, the Wizard.
Christian Slater was in the Wizard. He was, like I said, my man was on a run.
Yeah.
Fuck, we'll throw Interview with the Vampire in there too.
No, dude. Yeah, he had, Dude, I like Christian Slater. I don't have anything against him at all. I think he's awesome.
And it's a fact. I made that Jack Nicholson joke, but it's the truth. He was modeling his acting and everything after Jack Nicholson, him and his agent. And around the time of 93, 94, him and his people made the decision, instead of modeling your choices after Jack Nicholson, we're going to start doing it after Harrison Ford. And if you recall, around 94, that's when he started doing Broken Arrow, Hard Rain. But think about it. Heathers, Pump Up the Volume. Those were movies, I know they're late 80s, early 90s, but that's something Jack Nicholson, it was like the teen version of early Jack Nicholson movies. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I think his career took a nosedive when he started to model it on Harrison Ford instead.
Yeah. I really thought he was great in that television show, Mr. Robot, that came out of nowhere.
I didn't watch it, but I was so happy to see him get a bit of a resurgence. He's somebody I'd like to see get a little bit more, throw him in something. He's
seen him in a couple of trailers here and there, I feel like.
I know.
He's
I feel like he's kind of building momentum back up.
Yeah.
He needs to get that, like, John Travolta Pulp Fiction moment,
Yeah, I'm with you. Lindsay in the booth, it looks like you're dying to tell me something.
Well, I'm dying to tell Russ this. Oscar Burroughs Rangel just says, what does Russ think of Untamed Heart?
Russ, what do you think of Untamed Heart?
Actually, I forgot to even say that in my Christian Slater.
Yeah, you did.
Trifecta.
Was Oscar?
All right, Oscar. Everyone's laughing because.
Well, hold on. Was Oscar on the stream when we looked at the Marissa Tomei picture? Because I feel like we need to tie all these things together.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei was my childhood, fixated, my childhood crush. And it was Untamed Heart that did it. So I can literally quote that movie as I'm watching. What did I do that was so wrong? Yeah, listen, a real opinion of that movie, besides my nostalgia and childhood crush of Marissa Tomei, I love that it's a working class, realistic, well, I shouldn't say realistic, dude thinks he has a baboon heart. But it's a very working class, everyday story. Like the people in that movie are very down to earth. She's a waitress who works a night shift. He's a bus boy. She's going nowhere. She can't even finish beauty school. And basically what I'm trying to say is everyone in this movie is a loser. And I like that. I feel like we don't get middle movies like that anymore. I have yet to name me a movie you've seen in the past 15 years where the main character was a waitress. And if you have, I guarantee you that character was miserable about being a waitress or aspiring to be something greater. Where if you watch Untamed Heart, it's just a story about a waitress and a busboy who's a little confused about his biology that fall in love, and that's it.
Yep.
It's not like, hey, these people are flawed because they're poor. These people are flawed because they're not that. No, it's like they're people. And I miss movies like that. So actually, yeah, I adore Untamed Heart on many levels.
I'm gonna clap on that too. Let's get it. I like that.
The man of the people. And Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez is
if you throw Rosie in.
Rosie Perez is a national treasure.
No, come on.
Let's talk about her trifecta. White Man Can't Jump, Untamed Heart. She did a lot of shit, dude. Another unsung Do the Right Thing.
I was about to say
underrated, unsung actress. And she's great in Untamed Heart too. She's funny in it.
Put some respect on Rosie's name. So I agree with you, Russ. That's a passionate speech, and I hope that the people out there enjoyed that and agree with everything you said. Yeah. You are a man of the people.
Yeah. Arrow, give me my limited edition Untamed Heart.
Coming soon. Here are words. Who would put out Untamed Heart?
I will say this: when I just recently, Marissa Tomei at that convention I went to, I was shocked. I watched her Q&A. They asked her, what are you recognized most for? My Cousin Vinny, Spider-Man. She said, yeah, she actually said, My Cousin Vinny and Untamed Heart. She said, I thought I was the weirdo.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
They love it.
I didn't realize. It was mostly women I meet as I get older. Oh, God.
They like Untamed Heart.
I never talked to you about that.
No.
We were teenagers and said, Matt, you want to hang out and watch Untamed Heart?
Well.
Matt, come take a swig of vodka with me and watch Untamed Heart.
No, thank you, Russ.
No, I meant tonight.
Yeah.
I'm asking. That wasn't an impression of the past. I want to do that tonight.
Back to old times. Let's move along.
What do you think's in this?
Yeah. Cheers. Let's move right along to WB. We talked about WB with Terminator.
Am I the only person who hears that racist frog?
WB.
That's all I hear when you say the WB.
Yeah, the WB. Let's see what they're doing. They got a couple of things coming out that I thought we could talk about for a second. They're, again, floating out collectors, box sets, some with details, some with not, some with art, but it says TBD on the art, some with no art at all, some with no release dates at all. They're kind of all over the place this year. It's kind of like a wild year for them. It's a wild, wild west over there at WB. They had a great 100-year plan, 101 years. They just shit the bed. It's like,
well, what are you going to do at 101 years old?
101 years old. But the first thing that they have announced with no release date yet, but with a pre-order link, if you're down, is Blazing Saddles in its 50th anniversary, possibly arriving in August. I saw some international listing for like in August. But there's nothing on the two websites where you can pre-order at the moment. In a Steelbook Ultimate Collector's Edition, which is what they're normally known for these days when they put these out, hard outer box, Steelbook inside, posters, art cards, pouch with all the stuff, and it gives you kind of like all the rundown there in the top right. But again, this is kind of standard fare for them at this point. They haven't done an update for Nightmare yet, but this is very similar to 7 and Exorcist. They all kind of got the same Steelbook Ultimate Collector's treatment. There's nothing announced as far as features are concerned, but much like the rest of these that are coming out, there's no real new update to the disc itself, just that it's in 4K and it's in a nice box for you, unless possibly they put the content warning on.
Yeah. Pre-ordered.
Before the content warning becomes no warning and just edited.
Dude, this is something. All right, we're going to get in some more rants here.
Uh-oh.
Nah, dude, listen, my concern with censorship is not outright. I don't think in the near, well, it's possible. Well, that's always on the table, actually. I shouldn't say that.
Always on the table.
But I always fear the way it usually happens, it's slow moving. You slowly adjust people to where, hey, now you don't say that, but now even showing someone else saying that's bad, and then we get in all these corrective measures. Let's not kid ourselves. America's been doing this for a while, trying to correct the past and actual real, historic matters. I'm fucking rambling.
Why are you rambling?
Scared.
I'm terrified.
This is the kind of movie I could definitely see in the future if you don't have a physical copy and you can only rely on streaming providers and the powers that be to see this film. I could see this being heavily edited. Mm-hmm. Heavily. I can see it. I told you I actually did one time watch this on HBO Max.
There's a content warning.
Not content warning.
What's it say?
It was a mini documentary.
Oh.
It was like 4 minutes of people explaining to me the historical context that Blazing Saddles is satire. That's all it was explaining to me. It was like, you may be offended by these words and shit, but trust me, it was explaining the movie to me. It's like, no shit, I've seen it. Yeah. I fucking know. I didn't for 1 second think that Mel Brooks was championing the N-word when watching this movie. Not
championing
once.
Racism.
I didn't once think, hey, Gene Wilder is fucking David Duke. I never once thought that. The message was abundantly clear.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If we're so sensitive about a movie that is anti-racist, anti-bigotry, and we're putting warnings in front of that, holy shit. You know what I mean? And that's what scares me. And listen, it'll be like Splash. It'll be like, don't worry. It'll just be like this little scene we'll take out.
We'll cover a butt cheek.
Yeah, when he's first arriving to the town and the bells go in and hey, he's a bong and then he's saying the N-word. It'll be like, oh, we'll just take that little one out. And then you go a couple years down the line, what do you say? It's like you're going to be left with nothing. I don't want a neutered product, especially when, in my opinion, the neutered product, what it's saying, has value. I agree with the point of this movie. 100%.
And if you don't want a neutered product either, pick up Blazing Saddles in its 50th anniversary only at Zavvi.
And
it's one of the best commercials yet. We should just cut that right there, that whole piece, and then drop it with a Zavvi logo, ding, 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 like a little chime.
But let's have fun. Yes, I pre-ordered it. I hope that's not the final artwork on the box. I pray it's the original artwork. It's coming with that poster.
Yeah.
But if it does, like you said, I'll do the reversible thing to where maybe
it's a steelbook.
Shit,
It's a steelbook. There's no.
Right.
You hopefully will have a different art on the outside. Now,
I'm sure.
from my perspective, I've seen parts of this movie, but I've never seen it start to finish. And I feel like, again, kind of like back to the Late Night with the Devil scenario, it's like, this amount of money is a lot for a blind buy, even though you're guaranteeing me that I'll probably really love it. I wish I was going to get just a steelbook option instead of the whole shebang here.
Comedy's subjective to recommend blind buys on. I wouldn't recommend you blind buy, because honestly, I showed you and a group of people Young Frankenstein, and I felt like y'all thought it was okay.
I want to see that. I want to see that again.
The reaction, it was like, oh, we respect it, but we weren't really laughing. And Blazing Saddles, it's because it's so offensive. You're gonna laugh.
Right.
It's dealing with
offensive matters.
Yeah. Do you know the story?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for me, I'll tell you what. I saw this movie. There's a cute anecdote, right?
Okay.
You ever seen that South Park episode where like the kids, they're fighting over a flag because the flag's depiction is racist, and the kids in South Park, they're all confused. They don't understand, because to them on the flag, they just see people. They didn't see a black person and white person.
Yeah.
I saw Blazing Saddles at an age where I didn't understand the plot, because I didn't understand that he's a black sheriff and the white people. Like, I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. Like, I didn't get
you didn't get it. Yeah.
Which is the whole story of the movie. But I watched it, and all I remembered at that age, and my uncle telling me, he was like, this was the first fart in any movie.
The first time anyone farted in a movie?
Yeah, it is. There's a whole scene where they're eating beans around a campfire. And of course, at 7 or 8, I'm laughing at that.
Yeah.
But I did not understand the plot.
The one dude that's in it, I always thought was really funny from like the Carol Burnett show, and I forget his name in real life.
Harvey
Korman or Corman. He's like the mayor.
Harmony Korman.
He's like the mayor or something. I can't remember. Yeah. Dude, he's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
he's really funny. Oh my god,
everyone in this is great.
He's really funny.
I'll tell you this. This aside, I'm a big Gene Wilder fan. You know that, and Richard Pryor, and I'm a big Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor together fan.
Yes, and
they only had 4 movies, right? But this one you can loosely count, because initially it was supposed to be Pryor as Sheriff Bart.
Okay.
The studio was like, fuck that. This man's a drug addict, loose cannon. Yeah. This was around this time. They wouldn't let him. So what he ended up doing, he gets a credit on the movie. Basically, Mel Brooks came to him. He got a co-writing credit. He added some stuff to the script, and he essentially acted as like the black cosign.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, Mel Brooks was kind of like, we'll give it to Pryor. If Pryor gives this movie the okay, if Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney, they gave a screening to them, and they were like, if they give this movie the okay, then we'll feel better that we're not fucking, this didn't come across as racist.
Right.
And it was hilarious. They said after the screening, they asked Richard Pryor, like, what did they think? Or what did you think about like the depictions on all that? And he said something to the effect of, he said, white boys are crazy motherfuckers. Or something like that. And it's funny, everyone thinks he added the racial humor, a lot of it. Yeah. He really didn't. One of Pryor's biggest contributions was Mongo. He just punches a horse and shit. Yeah. Like, it was like just a little random, like, kind of reoccurring joke in it. It wasn't even the heavy hitting stuff.
But you pre-ordered this from where? Diabolic?
Yeah.
It's interesting because I think, they're putting this out for its 50th anniversary. Obviously, we've talked about all these other collector's editions that they're putting out. But they also are kind of putting up pre-orders for things that don't have information at all, that they're not even really announcing, like things that I just stumbled upon. Like at the same time, I saw this, all of a sudden they were putting out a Beetlejuice collector's edition, which didn't have any picture at all until yesterday. But again, it was posted as something that you could pre-order. And again, it's coming out due to the new movie. But they had this out, and you texted me on the side too with a pre-order link for something that I haven't seen any further information on. And that's also WB. And it's also, is it its anniversary also, or no?
It was 97.
Okay. So no anniversary, but still, you gave me a pre-order link for what?
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
I saw a pre-order link for Boogie, and you're right. It was New Line when it came out. WB owns New Line.
Yeah.
And the same deal with Blazing Saddles and Beetlejuice and all that.
Yep.
No artwork, no nothing, just a pre-order link. And woo, Matt.
I know. Look at this.
Dude, it's fucking pre-order for Boogie Nights. I was stoked.
Yeah, it's time. I know, but there again, I've been ever since you sent me that, I've been looking for anything to show that like that's real, but I haven't seen anything yet. But this became real, and it was the same way that Boogie Nights was.
I know.
So I'm just waiting to see.
Any day now, we're gonna get something for Boogie Nights, because literally remember what I showed you, that pre-order link? Same thing. It said Boogie Nights, Beetlejuice. They both had blank descriptions.
Yep.
And now this is one step closer to being confirmed. I hear Boogie Nights is around the corner.
Yeah, and we and you both already have. I think I have this. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that handbook for the recently.
Yeah, the handbook for the recently deceased, and it came with this. And looking at this, I think the original art steelbook is nice if they continue on with that. And on that hard box, I like the spine. I think that's cool green lettering on the Beetlejuice, but I don't like that cover. I don't even know what I'm really looking at there.
No.
I don't think that looks good. All the things that come with it, of course, it's all nice. If you had never picked up that other one, this looks, as good as anything except that outer box. I don't really like it. But it does say not final artwork, much like everything else that WB's announced. They reserve the right to change their minds once they hear the outcry.
Once we get your money, we may change our minds.
Exactly.
But don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Another thing that I saw that, again, it sort of piqued my interest a little bit is this Mad Max 5-film collection. So why I'm laughing is we covered this, not that long ago when it came out it was like a trilogy, then it was like the anthology, and now this one contains that newest one, Furiosa, which kind of bombed. From what I recall.
I didn't even realize it came out.
It came out, and it kind of bombed a little bit.
It must have, because I thought it was still being advertised as coming soon.
And nothing as far as like production value or anything was slammed. It's just like nobody went to see it. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that it's like, a Mad Max movie without well, it's not. It's Furiosa movie, but it's this world without the main character. It's someone new they're trying to introduce, and I don't know that people are ready for a Mad Max movie without Mad Max in it.
Was it Sam Worthington?
No. Did he do the Mad Max remake? I almost was interested in getting the 4 movie collection when that had come out, but then I thought I read there were some like issues with it. I can't remember. But again, now this is out, and it's like, I don't know. Is there going to be another one?
That's killing me, seeing Mel Gibson in that modern Mad Max style of artwork.
Yeah, I know. It's a little overkill, but I don't know. I've never picked up any of these in 4K. I saw, some. I saw the
first 2 are the only ones I'd consider.
I saw the screenshots for both of them, and they both looked like they had really, upgraded. I like Fury Road. I didn't mind it. I don't like Tom Hardy as much, but I like the movie as a whole. I didn't think it was bad, and I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I'd be interested to see Furiosa if it's any decent. It's just no one went to see that. Poor thing. Poor thing. And this is, I don't even know how much this is at this moment. I think it might even be close to like $99 for all 5 of these.
Who's putting this out? WB?
WB.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I honestly had no intention of watching that newest one, but I would throw it on if I picked this up. What's the audience saying out there? What do we got from the people, Lindsay?
Just one person so far said that they saw Furiosa and that it's excellent.
See, I feel like it probably is. I just don't think people were keen to see it.
I'm sorry. George Miller did it, right?
Yeah, he's still there.
Came back to do the one with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yep, he still did it. So just want to give this a quick shout out from WB. Just a little honorable mention along with Blazing Saddles and Terminator and Beetlejuice and possibly Boogie Nights from WB.
I will bet money when we come back here in 2 weeks and do another live stream, we will be discussing Boogie Nights.
Okay.
Keep on dancing.
I hope so.
Keep on dancing.
So we're on the home stretch, Russ. Just a couple of other last minute titles that I wanted to cover. 2 in particular, but I also wanted to just throw Universal a quick little bone because I never really seen them do anything much, but they've got a couple of things coming out.
Harry Potter box set?
No, they're starting to do their own like collector's editions, and honestly, I don't care for the titles they're putting out, but I think what they're putting out looks pretty damn good.
It does look awesome.
Dude, I mean, it doesn't look bad at all, and they're all like noted as being limited to 2,000. I like how they really mention the quality of the box and steelbook. It's like, soft touch on the rigid slip case, spot gloss, like they're kind of going through exactly like what the details are, so you can kind of get a feel for, wow, this is probably going to be not just some plain whatever. If there's some like thought going into the packaging itself, that Northman looks pretty cool. Like if I really like that movie, that looks badass. Even King Kong's coming with all its original stuff. Atomic Blonde, I never saw that movie, but again, that looks.
That's the only one I've seen out of those three.
I mean, that looks pretty cool too. I feel like with the art and everything that they're doing here, I think seems like they're nailing it. And then I looked back just to see if I had maybe missed some from the past, and they had put a couple of other ones out, but not as fancy looking as these. They did Big Lebowski and they did Jurassic Park. Little collector's editions too. And it's all, these have all been steelbooks except Big Lebowski. It was not. So I don't know.
Did you get that Big Lebowski?
I didn't. I had like a Big Lebowski sweater edition. It's got his sweater on it.
I knew there was some, I remember.
Came with a bowling ball bag.
That's right. It sits nicely next to your Home Alone paint can.
I was waiting for you to say it. So what I really wanted to show you from Universal, but I just wanted to show that too because I was trying to think of some titles they could put out that I would be really interested in picking up. Some of those look really good.
Get Out. Wasn't that Universal?
Was it? Maybe. But they are putting out their bread and butter, not the original though, but they're cleaning up. They're cleaning up the rest of it. And they're going to be putting out Jaws, the 3-movie collection, which features Jaws 2, Jaws 3, and Jaws the Revenge.
I mean, that's kind of cool they're doing that, honestly.
It's coming out. It's coming out July 23rd. It's giving the Jaws fans what they want. It's, they're not getting the original Jaws anywhere near these three. But if you do like the sequels, they're giving them to you. And I feel like now that they're putting these out, where's the eventual full box set then? Could there be one?
Keep
the stinkers to the side.
I was about to say I should probably leave that to the fans, but I'd like to think there is a giant distinction between the original Jaws and the sequels.
Yes.
So I like this. I wouldn't want a box set of all of them, but I understand fans because listen, the same could be said about Psycho, and I bought that set because I like 2, 3, and 4.
Sure.
So I mean, I like that fans of this series can get it all in 4K with it separate from its original masterpiece. But again, just having them all in 4K, that's a cool sign. Think about it, dude. How many franchises would you like to see in 4K? But we know you're not going to get some healthy box set of individual releases, especially in the horror genre. I would like to see this happen. Again, as long as there's no possibility of a box set, I would love to see this happen with other genre movies.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. But they really are going all out for this, Russ, because this isn't the only thing that you can get.
See what I mean?
If you're a real Jaws fan. They're going
to give you a shark.
You could pick this one up. Which, by the way, Jaws 2 has already come out in 4K before. So you're getting...
Did it, didn't they?
No, the studio did. Universal did. Yeah, Universal did. Was there? There was like something though. They did like a collector's edition. Maybe it was like a Zavvi thing.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's been out before. But Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge, this is their 4K debut. So they're bundling all three together. So you can get it this way, or you could get if you already had 2. You could get Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge in a steelbook. They got solo steels of both. And Jaws 2 came in a steelbook. So if you bought that steel, here you go. And if you got Jaws 1, which came in a steelbook, which I freaking missed.
Like, this is what I'm trying to say, is that I think the Jaws franchise has gotten the best treatment on 4K out of any franchise in existence. I mean, Matt, think about you, dude. You being the world's biggest Dennis Quaid fan. You can now have your Jaws 3 steelbook and none of that other bullshit. None of that, like, Richard Dreyfuss shit. You can have your Dennis Quaid one at the SeaWorld.
Blow me. I gotta get that clip.
I thought you were speaking to your son.
It's talking to Finn. Dad, I need dinner. Blow me. Dude, is the 4th one the one with Louis Gossett Jr.?
Sure, why not?
Pretty sure that it is. Jaws 3 in 3D. So, Russ.
Quaid in 3D.
Which ones of these are you going to pre-order? Any of them? Pre-order anything?
Dude, I dropped the ball. own the original
I know.
4K.
Well,
I'm still waiting for like Film Vault to do. We talked about
they did
this.
Jaws already in Film Vault.
I know,
missed that too.
Remember those steelbook things
Oh,
with
true.
the slips? I'm thinking, man, I just want. I know the transfer is amazing.
Yep.
I'm waiting for that fucking package now to make it work.
Well, if you're the ultimate.
But no, I have no interest in getting 2, 3, or Revenge.
Well, if you're the ultimate Jaws 2, 3, and 4 fan, Russ, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Dude, please tell me it includes the Nintendo game. You
So we're gonna be pissed. Dude, that was the dumbest, shittiest game.
It was, but damn it, I love it.
You like fish for like ever until you find Jaws, and then it kills you instantly.
Yeah, dude, you're just like on that stupid ass map, and it's like boom, you hit Jaws, and then you're fucking dead after like 1 minute.
Like instantly, hated it. That and Karate Kid.
You would just move one step.
Dude, it was terrible.
And those dumbass conch shells, you had to get to the bottom, and like you just hit other aquatic life
constantly.
Classic. Is it coming with that?
It's not, but if you are the ultimate Jaws 3 fan, you can get a deadly new attraction with limited to 2,000, the full-on kit and caboodle Jaws 3 4K and Blu-ray gloss steelbook with improved lenticular slipcase, 40-page production note booklet, 4 lobby cards, and a double-sided poster. A lenticular slipcase. I bet you that probably looks awesome because, and even look at the bottom, it includes Jaws 3 in 3D. It gives you it gives you the disclaimer to watch 3D versions. You need the full HD 3D TV, compatible 3D glasses, Blu-ray 3D player, and or a PS3 or high-speed HDMI cable. But dude, that's awesome. If you like this movie,
what a time to be alive.
Sold out. Next, if you're really the Jaws the Revenge fan, again, another limited to 2,000 UK full-on box set, lenticular case, everything else.
Matt, I can't go through this again. Is it sold out?
Sold out.
Come on.
Sold out. Sold out. I'm nearly certain, but maybe just
roller coaster.
Maybe just on the
take it.
Maybe it's just on Zavvi. It's sold out. Maybe there's some other retailers that have it. I'm curious to know how big of Jaws fans we have in the audience. What did you pick up out there?
Regardless of our jokes, those sets look awesome.
Dude, honestly, they are
incredible.
The lenticular box and the steelbook inside. I bet you that is so awesome.
And I am eating shit on my Psycho comment. No. Jaws takes we did not get a deluxe box of Psycho 4.
I know. You did.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
Dude.
They want you to have it.
There are great films out there that don't even get basic releases, but Jaws the Revenge gets this treatment.
Got it.
Like, hands down, this is the best franchise in history.
Lindsay, what are the people saying? Lindsay, the producer, let us know. Is there Jaws love out there? Did anyone pick up these before they sold out?
No. So they're saying 2, 3, and 4 are a chum bucket. They're
chum
that
bucket.
bad.
That bad.
Mozart's Ghost says Jaws 2 is amazing because it eats a helicopter. I would like to see that. Yeah, it looks like people are not into the collection.
They have to think that enough people at least 2,000 people are out there that would want Jaws the Revenge, right? I mean, it is a chum bucket. Like, let's be honest. But seriously, the fact that they put this much love into the chum bucket?
I don't know, Mozart. Oh. I think he sold me. I forgot he eats a helicopter.
He eats a helicopter.
Put that on the cover.
I mean, really? I didn't know that. I remember how Jaws like bites it at the end of 2, but I've never seen 3 or 4.
But you're a Dennis Quaid fan.
Oh, I am.
You owe it to yourself to watch 3.
Oh, I certainly am a Quaid fan. Well, that's all your Jaws news, Russ. I got one more for you as we close out here. One more for you. You ready? I saw somebody comment this or wanting to know if we were going to talk about this or not in the chat when we had it up. I don't eat.
What?
I don't eat.
You okay, dude?
I don't sleep. You're supposed to say I don't sleep.
I don't sleep.
I do nothing but think of you.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, come on, Russ. So you're not picking up what I'm putting down?
I am not.
From Sony. Sony themselves. The Drive Steelbook.
No, you should. That's what I think of when I think Drive music.
I mean, that's a good one too. Russ, our friends at Sony are putting out a Drive Steelbook, and here I've got our fabled Drive second sight release. That was my favorite release of, what was it, 2022?
I believe so.
But yeah, my favorite release of 2022. We did a 2,000 subscriber video for this. Remember when we hit 2,000 subs? It felt like forever ago. I think it was last year. We had one of these that we gave away, and we did a video where Ryan Gosling himself drove us around town. And if you haven't seen that, if maybe you're someone that's newer to the channel, because that is something that we did a while ago, I implore you to go check that out. So let's see that video surge in our library of videos.
I wasn't a fan.
I thought we did a great job, and I feel like we should get some people out there to see that. But for those of you that don't own this wonderful, exquisite second sight release of Drive, now Sony's doing you a solid, which honestly is pretty cool. I like the fact that Sony's putting this out. The purist in me wanted maybe more of a traditional art steelbook. This is obviously in line with what people expect from the film.
This is in line with Barbie.
Yeah, they're adding some pink. They're adding a little bit more pink to it.
They're adding some pink.
They're adding the pink to it.
I saw Drive once, but I don't remember it looking Michael Mannish, Greta Gerwig-ish.
That's Ken for you right there, folks. But yeah,
he is not enough.
He is not here. And again, it's the same features as before, but the art is a little bit new and it's updated. Like you said, the film, you could argue, has pink in it. They have that in this box. It's not that that's completely out of left field, but they are really making you feel like this is like Miami Vice or something,
Barbie.
like with this Barbie look. But it is kind of, I'm happy to see Sony still doing their thing, still putting out steelbooks that we like.
No, definitely.
Or titles that we like.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm happy. No, this has a fan base. I like that. And it is a cool addition.
Yep.
And if you missed out on that second sight release or just didn't want to spend $6,000, you have this option now.
You do.
And it's a good thing. And if you like Barbie, you can sit this one next to your Barbie 4K.
Has anyone been waiting for the Drive 4K that is now getting their opportunity? Is that what anyone out there excited for Drive from Sony, or everyone out there has probably got their second sight release?
If they're on this channel, I'd assume they'd have the second sight release, because
you have the second sight release.
Nothing but scholars.
Nothing but scholars. But that's
connoisseurs.
That's pretty much the top news of the last couple of weeks.
It was a lot of news. You know, it's a lot of news when we're like skimming our thoughts on things like Drive and Beetlejuice,
and we can't dive in deep.
Yeah.
What let's check in. Maybe Lindsay, you got anything to share before we check in with the audience one last time?
Well, someone earlier asked when you guys are going to be back from break. I thought that might be helpful.
Oh, people want to know when we're going to be back from break. I'm not going to tell you. No. Hold on. It's going to be a surprise.
I'd like to know too.
Would you like to know also, Russ? Here, let's get the chat up here. Okay, so today is Wednesday the 5th. We've got a stream coming up Wednesday the 19th, which is going to be our last stream until we are back on July the 17th, which is a Wednesday as well. So we're sticking to Wednesday. It's June 19th is our last stream until July 17th. So we will be basically just skipping over one stream. It'll be a month of a break. We'll probably have some clips and maybe a video or so going up while we're off, but the channel might be a little bit dark until around that time, and we'll come back with a live stream and continue as usual. Like I did mention, though, between now and then, we will have our boutique wishlist video going up and our best soundtracks of all time video going up, as well as some lovely clip outs from these streams.
That's right, man.
So let's check in with the audience one last time before we say goodbye. And who do we have here? Let's see. What's going on in the chat here? What's going on? What's sold out? Look at these people sold out. At 10K, Oscar Burrows, at 10K subscribers, Russ should give away his sunglasses.
That's a great idea, and I will commit to that.
Will you get new sunglasses to wear?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, remember those red ones that Kurt Cobain wore? I think I'd look cool in those.
Would you look cool? You would look cool?
Yeah, or like those white, you know what I mean? Those wingtip ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be that's my 10K look.
That's your new 10K look. Like, what's his name from Mannequin? Hollywood? Like those wing glasses?
Yes. Like Meshach Taylor. Meshach.
That's great.
Meshach Taylor?
I am not sure of his name, actually.
That's the dad in Class Act.
Look at the way the discs will be packaged on the Mad Max collection. Awful. I agree. It's not great. It's not great. Let's see here. I've never seen any Jaws sequels. Neither have I. Mozart's Ghost commented you on your Kavinsky singing.
Where?
Night Call.
No,
Right here. Oh, right here. There he is right there.
That's the artist's name? I forgot.
Yeah, Kavinsky.
And to be fair, I do like that song.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh.
This makes you laugh at this point?
But that's part of what makes it good. I like that juxtaposition of how fucking gravelly and then it just goes to this nice, there's something about you.
Look, Sexy Monkey. Here's someone that's watched our Drive video, our Drive with Ryan Gosling video. He said, look, I recall you showing Blade Runner 2049 in that video you clearly made in 2011. It wasn't in 2011 that we made it, but you're right. You held that up. Remember when we were like mocking him as he was driving us around? You like held up your Blade Runner 2049?
Oh, yeah.
In the video.
Okay.
I'm just saying, someone watched
someone remembered the video.
Someone saw it.
I thought you were, because I was just saying something about like Barbie. I thought you
No,
were
someone saw our video the time that
I thought like I thought I talked shit on Ryan Reynolds. God, he's on Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
That's what I mean. If your name's Ryan or Chris, get the fuck out of here. We've had enough. Too many Ryans and Chris's.
We've had enough of Chris and Ryans. Too many. Wayfarers never go out of style. Yes. Let's see. Who else? Let's see here.
I just saw Rosie Perez at her peak in White Men Can't Jump.
Was that her peak? Oh my goodness.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. Would that be... I don't think she... Yeah, it's one of those things. And again, maybe it was because Hollywood and she wasn't white or something. I don't know. Whatever I don't think she ever peaked. I don't think she ever really got... Like, she's great.
She's just solid forever.
She kind of got relegated, to just being maybe
Side
a
character.
lead. Exactly. The supporting character.
Could happen to you. Did we mention that one?
Oh.
Isn't that it with Nicolas Cage?
What? Yeah, but what about?
Isn't she in it? She's in it.
She is.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
I know it was Bridget Fonda, wasn't it?
Yeah, but she's like her friend. They're both waitresses.
Yeah, I never saw it. She's a waitress. Exactly. That proves our point. She's the same character in Untamed Heart that she is in that.
Yeah. Mitchell Thomas, what's you guys' favorite release so far this year? Man, so far this year? I don't know. I know. We're going to do a top 5 at the end of the year. I don't know that I've even started thinking about it. I will say one of my favorite releases of the year so far was my Conan release.
Oh, God, yeah.
That one was great.
That feels like it was so long
It was like January.
Yeah. No, that would definitely make the cut.
Yeah, that one was really good. I really liked everything about it.
You hit me. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another one that I really am like so happy came out or really love to pick up. I don't know. Another favorite. I feel like I'm blanking on so many things that have come in.
This stuff, I know.
I have to look. You caught me off guard.
No. For me, To Die For was a big one for me.
Okay.
But again, that's not like, not that Criterion's bad, but it was kind of a, basic standard Criterion type release. If the Train Spotting packaging would have been good, I'm sure both of us would say Train Spotting. Nothing about the transfer or anything, but come on, that release was a tad bit disappointing. A couple people saying the Crow 4K was good. Did you check yours out? Good answer. Yes, I did. Well, I told you I popped it in for like a few seconds already. No, I haven't gone back and just sat down and watched the entire movie.
Right.
But I did pop it in. Yes. Crow is a very good answer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Vincent Doyle says maybe enough of Ryan and Chris, but not enough Matt and Russ. Look, they're trying to. That's flattery will get you everywhere with me.
That's right. I'm the new Deadpool. You're Wolverine. Here, let me practice. The fuck is this? You fuck.
Wait, I'm Wolverine. You're Deadpool. Does he cuss too?
That's right. Ain't got you fucking fuck.
Matt Mead, what's up, fellas?
Like Family Guy.
Remember Matt Mead, our good friend Matt Mead, always stopping by to say hello.
Yeah. I feel like he abandoned us.
He bullied me into getting Pulp Fiction, and I'll never forget him for that. Thank you so much, because now I got my release with my slipcase. Remember he said, if you don't, Matt, you're going to regret it.
That's right. That's right.
And that immediately was like, you're right.
I feel really bad. I was supposed to mail him. This was very early on. I was supposed to mail him the the Blu-ray I had of Fright Night after the steelbook was announced.
Yeah.
And dude, it sat in my car for months in an envelope addressed.
Matt, we love you.
And I feel terrible. It just
Matt, we love you.
And then I got to that weird point where it was like, well, if I send it now, it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 months.
Yeah. We have a comment from Oscar who says any release with Matt as a child in a zombie movie has got to be top 10. I mean, I don't want to like blow the whole load here on what we're going to do for the end of the year, but that might be in, I mean, at least a runner up. I mean, I'm in the damn thing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Come on,
a good one.
Let's see what happens.
That's
maybe I'll come. Maybe when we do our top 5
I'm
releases.
surprised Ryan Reynolds wasn't in that.
Maybe when we do our top 5 of the year, I'll dress up in character, and I'll sign your copy. I'll find that like Thrasher. It's like some like car shirt. It says like
have it?
I'll wear my Thrasher shirt and whatever I had on, and I'll like give myself a buzz cut, get all wet from the water. It'd be really in character.
All right.
But Russ, you got anything else for the people before we get out of here? Anything to share?
Hey, I'm going to see Little Shop of Horrors on Saturday.
On Broadway?
Broadway, yeah.
Wow, cool. Who's playing the roles? But just some.
I know who Sarah Hyland is. She's Audrey.
Okay.
She's like the oldest daughter in Modern Family.
Okay.
I don't know anyone else.
Sounds fun.
I know the way it was. I feel like whoever Seymour is somebody who's known, but I don't know who he is.
Gotcha.
The way it was being projected to me.
Yeah. Sounds fun. Okay.
Should be a blast, man.
All right.
Mom.
Well, it's been fun. Been fun talking with you.
It has been. Zip it up and zip it out.
Thank you for joining us as always. Lindsay, the producer, thank you as well. We'll see everyone soon for more Blue news, reviews, friendship, camaraderie. What else, Russ? Banter.
Ryan Reynolds love. Rick Moranis assault. What do we got going on here?
I'm not sure. But with that, we'll see you all soon. We're not on vacation yet. We got one more stream, and we'll see everyone 2 Wednesdays from now. That's really uncomfortable to say. See you guys next time.